If your work sprawls across multiple apps, you need ClickUp.
Yeah, you do.
It's a single place for your projects and docs, whiteboard.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can we please get settled as we are about to start? Let's grab our seats so that we start. Can you do this? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. The song says, you can be a champion. Be a champion. That is our theme for the day, right? We are aiming to be champion in different fields and spaces that we're in. So today marks before us a world of possibilities. You choose what you make of it. You can choose to network with the people around you and create good business connections. You can choose to complain about what did not work right in the morning and miss out on the opportunity on the table. So it is in your hands. As Hamlet says, to be or not to be, you decide. Good morning again. My name is Lani Mohashwa. I'm a senior manager within ABSA Enterprise Development. We are excited to host you this morning. I'm looking in the room, I'm looking at my colleagues, who have worked hard to make this day possible. Hey guys, putting together such an event is a lot of work. I believe most of you would have experienced it, getting calls to say, are you on your flight? Are you at the hotel, right? So you get a feel. So I just want to acknowledge my colleagues in the room from Business Bank, from Value Propositions, from legal team, from group compliance, like different spaces, just to ensure that we have a beautiful day today. And of course, our partners, MyDough. How can I not acknowledge them? So welcome to today. Make the most of it. That's what I just want to kick us start off with. Make the most of today. You traveled from far, you traveled from outside province, some flew in, some drove for hours, but you are here. So for the 100 that made it for the program, clap hands for yourself. You have made it. On that note, I'm going to welcome our first speaker, the Executive of Enterprise Development, Ntate Kgalaletso Tlwaele, who's better known as KK in the organization. Kgalaletso has got 27 years of experience in retail and business banking. He gained that through various banks, Standard Bank, and now with ABSA. His previous roles include being a regional executive, and he holds a BCom in investment management and money and banking, a postgrad from International Development Program from the CARE School in London. And he also holds a master's degree. So I think you can see we're bringing you the big shots, right? Right. So let us clap hands as we welcome KK Kgalaletso.
They say when technology decides to say no, not much you can do about it. So it's a public event. I'm a public spokesman for ABSA, and therefore I have to have my remarks approved by our PR as well as our marketing. So let me see. So everybody who came over, like Lani said, we are especially grateful for you. Most of our entrepreneurs, they require the kind of support that we provide in enterprise development. So just a minute, colleagues, and voila. As a saying, no pressure, but trust me, I'm feeling it right now. There we go. Welcome, everybody, and I hope you've had some refreshments. You are welcome to this wonderful journey, venue, and like ABSA, Lani indicated earlier on, the ED team as well as our event organizers and colleagues have really done an awesome job of putting together this day. It is an especially critical day on Mandela Day. Well, it's tomorrow, but we're celebrating it. And as Madiba always placed a very, very premium on youth development, on education, as well as ensuring that there is an equitable economy. So, thank you very much for allowing me to say a few words in launching this exceptional partnership with a top service provider called MyDough. So you'll see whether what they have baked is as tasty as you'll be experiencing the program. Today, we are focused on entrepreneurs, colleagues. Entrepreneurs are the backbone of our economy. Small businesses, they drive innovation, they create jobs, They uplift communities and bring new ideas to the market. Yet, despite their importance, many entrepreneurs continue to face challenges, especially around key elements like accessing markets, managing their cash flows, and even navigating compliance requirements. Many business owners are expected to understand finance, operations, sales, marketing, and leadership all at once, on top of being proficient in their chosen technical field. The reality is, building a successful business takes far more than just an idea. It takes knowledge, resilience, guidance, and access to opportunities. At ABSA, we continue to spend a lot of time listening to our entrepreneurs as the Bank of the Entrepreneur. We engage with businesses across sectors, industries, and regions to understand the realities they face every day and the opportunities they have. What is it that they need to succeed? Through these conversations, we've learned that entrepreneurs do not all face the same challenges, and therefore, they do not all need the same solutions. So there's no one size fits all. A business operating in agriculture faces different realities from one in manufacturing. A township entrepreneur may have different needs from a technology startup, and a business looking to survive has different priorities from the one that is ready to expand. That is why at ABSA, our sector expertise matters. As the Bank of the Entrepreneur, our approach at ABSA goes beyond traditional banking. We work alongside entrepreneurs, understand their industries, appreciate their challenges, and develop solutions that meet their unique need at each and every stage of their journey. That is why we are partnering with MyDough on this program. It aligns with our enterprise development strategy focused on providing access to financial and non-financial support, mentorship, skills, capacity building, networking, and markets. So we are hoping that there's a lot of networking going on between yourselves, and in particular, the women and youth-owned enterprises. As we know, if we do not solve for the problems that the youth of today face, this country is going to burn. Mark my words. Over the next 6 months, our selected entrepreneurs will benefit from a comprehensive development journey that focuses on areas that matter most to business success. You will receive support in financial management, strengthening your compliance, enhancing branding and marketing, sales strategies, improving operational effectiveness, something we take for granted, because there is a significant journey waiting for you at the end of the journey. 3 businesses will be awarded our National Grand Prize, with first prize receiving a life-changing 1 million rand. Can we get an applause for that? But I want to encourage every entrepreneur here not only to focus on the prize money, as important and as significant as it is. The real opportunity really lies in the knowledge you gain, the networks you build, the mentors you engage with, and the systems you put in place. We believe in your potential and are always inspired by your passion. As ABSA, we are truly proud to work this journey with you. Together, through programs like MyDough, we can build stronger businesses, create lasting economic impact, and unlock new possibilities for entrepreneurs. Besides the rand being a key alphabet in front of the price, there is another element that I think you as entrepreneurs, the past 6 years has taught us: resilience. If you are not resilient, if you are not able to adapt to changes, the chances of your business reaching its true potential are quite limited. So take the opportunity to network, take the opportunity to participate in the MyDough program. It is a unique program. It is designed to capacitate your business to the next level of growth. And through that, we will be building a client for life. So, ladies and gentlemen, with those few words, I'd like to say thank you for accepting our invitation to be part of this. And I wish you a really, really great day, and hoping that when each and everyone leaves here, you will have gotten not less than 5 networks that are going to help catapult your business to the next level. Lani and your team, well done on an exceptional event, and good luck for the rest of the day. I thank you.
Hi, I'm Lindiwe Nkunahupa. I'm the owner of Lindiwe Sanitary Pads, and we are based in Pretoria, Centurion.
Hi everyone, my name is Chantal De Brain, the founder of Buttercup Farmhouse, a proudly South African business that produces innovative vegetable coffee made from vegetables.
So we've been walking this journey with ABSA from the time when it was just an idea, when it was just a concept, until now that we are where we are today as Africa's first large-scale sanitary pads manufacturing company that's owned by RIP.
We have created the first South African vegetable coffee-based blend.
Tibele now has always been about impacting life, and it's said and believed that if you hire a woman, you impact and change the entire household and the community. So this is what Tibelo believes in.
I've been running this business for the past 9 years now. I started my business at the kitchen in my house.
ABSA has provided funding and mentorship to Buttercup Farmhouse that has enabled us to scale and also enter new market entries. The 3 most valuable that we have learned, that I specifically have learned from ABSA, is that they have taught us financial management, financial literacy, as well as how to structure growth within your business, and most importantly, how to navigate challenges, to bring solutions to the challenges that you're facing.
I want to say a heartfelt thank you to ABSA Enterprise Development and Bank for your support. You came at the right time when we needed it most, and you made a difference. You didn't just fund us, but you believed in us, and you gave us courage to push forward and keep moving. We are grateful for everything that you have done for us, and we look forward to growing with you by our side even more.
So I'd like to thank ABSA as a whole, the banking division and the enterprise development division, for believing in Lindiwe Sanitary Pads, for believing in me as an individual when I only had a dream, and they invested in me from the onset, and they're still walking the journey with me now. It's something that I really appreciate. It's something that I do not take for granted, and I wish this relationship of ours many more prosperous years, and may we continue doing it as a team.
A million thanks are not enough to ABSA Enterprise Development and my business banker, who have not only believed in our story, but have also helped us grow and scale as a business.
Good morning. My name is Ngango Moneri, and I am the proud founder of Gangis Graphics, which is now trading as Attractive Creations. We specialize in IT until the completion of the program, and that's how ABSA identified me as a suitable service provider. We were then later given a big project wherein we had to create marketing tools for a variety of agri-farm companies around Limpopo, and we did business cards, flyers and banners, and also for some companies we also did website design and development. It was a very exciting experience, as we were very happy that ABSA has given us an opportunity to be able to showcase our service offerings and also be able to engage further with like-minded entrepreneurs as ourselves.
Need I say more? Need I say more? If you're not banking with ABSA and you're in this room, ask yourself, why not? Because we are showing you evidence that will not just talk and no show. We're showing tangible evidences. If you look at Lindiwe Pads, she's now in retail stores. If you look at Buttercup, she's supplying to Food Lovers Market as we speak. If you look at Ngango, all the way in Venda, he became a supplier. He was once on a program like this. He was resilient. He showed up. He showed progress. He showed commitment. And he brought the right attitude into the room. He was able to get to be a supplier within ABSA. So if you're looking to even access markets, even beyond ABSA, we still say, partner with the right bank. Make sure you've got the right partner behind you. And in case you're thinking, this is AI, this is not real, just for 2 minutes, I'm gonna ask Pearl just to talk about her story just in 2 minutes' time. Pearl, are you here? Are you ready? Can we have you? Just to see someone at least, in case you think, Baba Tengile lab.
Oh, wow, everybody looks so great. Good day, everyone. I am honored to be here to speak about my story with ABSA. Like Lania said, my name is Pearl More. I am a chartered accountant by profession. I am founder of a company called More & Associates. We are a boutique financial management consultancy. So I'm here to talk about my story with ABSA. So my story with ABSA started in 2022 when I won a competition through a radio show, and I had won prize money. Like KK was saying, there's money. And I also won business development support. Little did I know how important the element of business development was in my business. So what I have received to date from ABSA is support with marketing. I've also received funding from ABSA. And I think the biggest win that I have done to date with ABSA is to gain access to market. So I am a supplier of ABSA through enterprise development. So I work with entrepreneurs such as yourselves to provide the financial management service. So I'm here today to say, you are not here by chance. This is the opportunity. This is the time to recognize the opportunity that is presented to you, grab it with both hands, embrace it. And thank you so much to ABSA, and thank you so much to also MyDough for this incredible program. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pearl. Thank you. So like I said, at ABSA, we give solutions, not just products. We don't just sell funding. And this leads me to introducing our next speaker, who is the head of client value proposition at ABSA Business Bank. Her name is Kanya Machikwe. In her role, she's responsible for integrating customer insights to product development and sales and distribution strategy. She's at the core of solving for customer needs. Kanya is a strategy and financial professional with more than 10 years experience in investment management with focus on SME funding and post-investment. She's a qualified chartered accountant. She holds an MBA with a Chavinish Scholar in Oxford. She's an executive leadership development program graduate from the London Business School. So, like I said, you see, we're bringing you, right? You're gonna have the right conversations, am I right? Okay, so on that note, I welcome Kanya on stage.
You need to open a second restaurant.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Right, can you call it the chef? You just need to push through the next 3 months.
No more time.
Hey, you need to stay on top of your stock.
They're on their way to sort it out.
You need to control your fleet spend.
You need to reduce your production costs.
You need to make the most of this to expand.
In business, you need more than banking. You need advice, solutions, and deep sector expertise when it matters. We get it. ABSA Business Banking.
Good morning. So okay, in my culture, when one greets, often it's polite to greet back. Shall we try again? Good morning. Thank you. Okay, so I am not AI. Thank you, Lane. It's an absolute privilege to be here this morning. Thank you so much for the invitation and to also be surrounded by the people that we actually solution for. My job is this. My job is to understand business owners, understand their needs, and to take all of that and make sure that we've got the right kind of solutions, not only to solve challenges and problems, but more to partner, really. So really looking forward to the conversation this morning. So I'd like it to be a conversation. Let me start off with a question. By show of hands, who here in the room started their business because of a passion or an idea that they had? Okay, this is wonderful. Who in the room started their business because life gave them no other choice? Okay. Maybe let's pause on that point. I don't know if this has been done already. Can all the business owners and entrepreneurs who are part of the program please rise and give yourself the loudest round of applause? Yes, thank you so much. That acknowledgement for yourselves is really important. And I asked this question because whether or not you started your business because of an idea or passion, or because life didn't give you any other option, at some point, the needs of those two business owners start to converge. And the challenges start to become similar. Let's talk about a few of them. Who here has had to think about where is my next customer coming from? Yeah. Who's going to buy this product? Who's going to pay for these services? Yeah. Whether it was a passion or life gave you now the option. Okay, now I've found the customer. Are they going to pay me on time? That on time bit, it's very important. And so you've had to think about managing your cash flows. Who has had to think about when am I going to make payroll on Friday? Am I going to be able to pay my suppliers next week, Thursday? Now that I've got these 3 or 4 customers that are buying my goods or services, sort of paying me, how do I grow? These questions are the ones that we see ourselves as a banking partner helping to answer. Over the years, in my experience, I've learned through working with business owners from an enterprise development perspective, funding, building business propositions, serving on investment committees, that really the problem is one. Banks don't build businesses. Entrepreneurs do. But there's an ecosystem, and no one player in that ecosystem can fulfill it alone. And so building successful businesses is never just about one great idea. It's very important that you have a great idea. It's about the right support at the right time. And so it's changing the way that we think about businesses. By the way, I am also a business owner, and so I speak with a level of understanding of what it means to actually look for my next client. How is it that I'm going to invoice them? Am I going to write the invoice on a piece of paper? Do I have some kind of software that I use? How do I keep track of whether or not the invoice is overdue or not? These are real life challenges. And so just to say that I get it, and we get it as ABSA. But as a business owner, I've never woken up and thought, I really need to apply for a loan. You know, one thing that will help me right now is a loan. The funding and the financing and the capital is important, but it's a byproduct of a need that's been created. Either you've received a contract and you need to purchase stock, you need to import some kind of machinery, and therefore you need a loan. Or you have customers that you've provided goods or services for, and they are now on day 60 where the payment terms are 30 days from invoice date. So that's where the loan bit comes in. And so for us, from a bank perspective, it's really about reframing what it is that entrepreneurs and business owners are looking for when they come to us as a bank. And so these 5 things that I've mentioned: customers, capability, cash flow, confidence, and the right capital at the right time are the foundation on which our solutions are built. Lani mentioned that one of the propositions, or 2 actually, that we've built and we launched in the market about 2 years ago now, specifically focus on women and youth. This was intentional. Why have a focus on women and youth? At the risk of stating the obvious, Africa has and will continue to have the youngest population globally. Women-owned businesses tend to support a ripple effect within the community. That's our why. We get that. Our women proposition, we call it She Thrives, because we believe that when your business thrives, you will thrive. And it's embedded on 2 key solutions. The first one is from a funding perspective. Again, we mentioned partners. ABSA Bank also is always looking for customers. ABSA Bank is also always looking for financing partners. And so to enable this proposition of ours, we partnered with the African Development Bank. And for women entrepreneurs who apply for and receive funding from ABSA, all initiation fees are waived. Because think about it, when you are applying for funding, it's because you don't have money, right? Does it make sense for you to pay for the money that you didn't have? Doesn't, right? So that's the intention there. This is to really demonstrate at a practical level that when we say we get it, what does it mean to be a business owner that's focusing on the basics, getting customers, growing, building capacity? How do we use what are our products that we're selling in a useful manner? So that's the one element of She Thrives. Women-owned businesses we've waived the initiation fees for funding. The second component is really from a financial planning and wellness perspective. What we found based on our research, but also talking to business owners, is that typically we're living for the now. We're living for the contract that we have now and the contract that we're working towards. But really, what does it mean to build an enduring business? Who is it that we're building the business for? The legacy that you want to have for your business. And it's always a little bit of a touchy subject, but it's an important one. How we think about financial planning and wellness from a contractual perspective. So do you have the right buy and sell agreements in place, as an example? Do you have the right business contingency insurance, as an example? Have you set it out in a will, what will happen to your business? So these are the ones that we like to back away from a little bit, but they're important because at the end of the day, you are in business for the future and you want your business to outlive you. And this is one of the ways that we're doing that. So that's She Thrives. Then we have Emerging Entrepreneur. And really, Emerging Entrepreneur is for our youth-owned businesses and those that identify as youth. No, sorry. It is specific for youth as defined. And really, for most of our youth-owned businesses, we found that they operate within the wholesale and retail sector. Can I just check who is within the wholesale and retail sector? General trade, you're running a franchise, any of that space? Fantastic. So one of the most important things for you is how you receive payments. And you want them to typically reflect immediately. And so what we've enabled is our e-commerce solution, ShopRed, which allows you to take your bricks and mortar store and build an e-commerce online capability without having to go and list on any other website. We've also waived certain fees on the point of sale devices because we really understand that for every single 100,000, 5,000 Rand that's tapped on your device, there's plans for that money. And that's where the growth is coming from. So really the emerging entrepreneur proposition is really looking at help me get paid quickly. And so today it's very important. I hope what you're hearing, what you're picking up from what I'm putting down, is that no single organization can build an entrepreneurial ecosystem on its own. The role that MyDough will play together with our enterprise development team is specifically looking at the capability, the capacity building. The role that the bank plays from a financing perspective is to ensure that we have the right financial solutions at the right time, whether it's capital, payments, or insurance. The role of yourselves in this room is where the growth comes from. Your buying customers are each other. Often, and importantly, large corporates, as you've mentioned from some of our clients who've spoken, is that large businesses do play that access to market role. But there's many more small businesses than there are large corporates. And that's really where the opportunity is. I'll end off with a short story. Lani, I see you standing. Is this the Oscar music? Okay. I'll end off with a short story of a client of mine who has walked a very similar journey. So when we started off the journey with Mam Nonhlanhla, she is a registered nurse, and she left her job because she wanted to start a business. She had identified a need in the hospital that she worked, that they replaced the linen every 6 months. So she thought, oh, there's something for me here. So she spoke to the department and she had a single contract over a period of 6 months. So she was on probation. Our role was to ensure that she had the working capital to buy the fabric. If any of you are in the textile industry, you'll know that it's a high turnover industry. You need to be able to confirm the value of stock that you are buying from your supplier. That first loan that we provided with her was very small, 350,000. There's 1 million on the table here, 350,000 Rand. Over a period of 5 years, we focused on 3 things. The first one was to ensure that her business was set up operationally well. You have your design room, your cut, make, trim, and your delivery room. To ensure that from an ISO perspective, her operations were running appropriately. Now, that's not funding, but those are the kinds of efficiencies that enable you to get funding to grow. I hope you're following where I'm going with this. In addition to that, it was to partner with her as she engaged with additional customers, because that risk of having only one client, when they cancel that contract, poof, there's the business gone. And so the importance to diversify where it is that your buying customers come from is important. And so we walked that journey with her, met with various departments of health in the provinces and private healthcare providers as well. She scaled from that initial contract to 7. It was not overnight. It was over 5 years. And so the level of patience and confidence and tenacity to keep going is critical. Right now, the business turns over well over 25 million Rand a year. And this was last I checked, which is about 2 years ago, and is still running well. Part of the reason for that growth was being honest with ourselves. What is your existing capability today, but where is it that you want to go? And I hope that for the businesses here, you understand that when you thrive, we thrive. And as emerging entrepreneurs, we are your partner in building the businesses. Thank you so much. All the very best.
Hanya, thank you so much. I think you can see that we are also passionate about what we do, right? Can we give Kanya another round of applause? So we solution from the idea phase and journey with you on different things. And it's up to you what you do with those opportunities, as I said. She brought great insights. Please do check. Can I see our ABSA colleagues who are wearing T-shirts? There they are at the back. If you want to inquire about the beautiful solution that Kanya was talking about, we are here. Talk to us. Before you leave the room, talk to us. Okay. And then that brings us to the meat of the program. We've been talking about this partnership that we did with MyDough. And I'm sure Minam like, but why MyDough? You know, what is it about this MyDough? And right now I want to introduce to you the CEO and the managing director of MyDough, ABSA. Just a brief snippet about him. He's a chartered accountant by profession and the founder of MyDough. He's a serial entrepreneur and has co-founded several innovative ventures, including Tutor.me and Silicon Maboneng, both in the technology space. He's also a co-founder of Tamani, a multidisciplinary professional service firm providing assurance consulting, advisory, audit to both public and private sector. Abed's leadership and impact has earned him national recognition. He was named among the SAICA top 35 under 35 chartered accountants in 2015 and 2017, 2 years, right? Which is an honor in the CA space. In 2016, he was also recognized as one of Destiny Men's Power of 40, a prestigious profiling of some of the most influential men and dynamic leaders in the country. So you can see it's not just a woman thing, right? Just in case you're like, right? We're bringing in the big guns, like I said, right? He's got extensive experience across entrepreneurship, finance, technology, enterprise development. And together with ABSA, they have agreed to partner with us on this journey. On that note, I'm going to ask Abed to come on stage as we give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Oslane. A lot of the stuff that was said is not true. I always cringe when someone reads my profile. 12 years ago, when I turned 26, I was taking a shower and there was a song that was playing by Emily Sunday and Rudimental, and it's called Free. And in that moment, I had just recently qualified as a chartered accountant. And in that moment in the shower, I decided that I'm resigning from my job today. I didn't have a plan, but I knew in my heart of heart that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And I drove straight to work. I was at Deloitte at the time. And I asked to meet my girlfriend for coffee, who was also at Deloitte. And I went on to tell her that I'm going to resign today. But she can't leave because someone must look after me and make sure that I've got petrol and, food. And she said, all the best, I believe in you. The next day, without my knowledge, she resigned and didn't tell me. So the whole time I was preparing for my early retirement because, she's going to look after me. But the long and the short is that 12 years ago, me and my wife now today, yes, I put a ring on it. Me and my wife started a lot of the businesses that we've done today. I think Lana mentioned a few of those. We've gone on to start quite a few businesses. We're super passionate about entrepreneurship, and it's very exciting to be in a room full of entrepreneurs because it's so electrifying to be around creators, innovators, and thinkers, and job creators. One of the things that I'm super passionate about is job creation, and I think entrepreneurship is the highest level of social activism, if you ask me, in Africa and South Africa in particular, just purely because of the socio-economic factors that it solves, from job creation, which is such an important thing. Some of the things that I truly love that we've been able to do is that over the past 12 years since we've been running businesses, we've created over 450 jobs over the businesses that we have. And it's not so much the jobs, but the lives that have been changed. I love going to the office and seeing that our parking lots are so full and that our employees are living sustainable lives. They are buying cars, houses, they are extending their studies, they are building their mother's houses. And we love the fact that we've been able to create these opportunities for them to realize and fulfill their dreams. My job is very easy today. I'm going to talk a little bit about MyDough. MyDough is a business that I'm super passionate about because, as I said, I'm in love with entrepreneurship and the socioeconomic impact that it has. So MyDough was started about 10 years ago. It's actually 2016. We super focused on incubating entrepreneurs and helping them accelerate their businesses. we measure our success as MyDough based on the success of our entrepreneurs. So when we report to clients in terms of how well we've done, it's never about how well our programs are, more so how well the entrepreneurs in the programs are doing. So your success is really our key indicator that are our programs effective or not. Our big vision, our BHAG or our North Star is to be able to connect 1 million businesses across the African continent to one another, to create an ecosystem where entrepreneurs are able to partner with one another. Some of the things that we sort of guide ourselves from a framework perspective is that when we consider a business and some of the things that we want to leave a business having an ability to do is being able to be fundable. And that's actually a very important thing, to be fundable, because a lot of businesses fail because there's a lack of funding, but there's also a story to be told to be fundable, because not every business walks already being able to be fundable. So our job is to get you to understand what that looks like to become fundable and to be able to get funding, put a set of systems and controls, an ability to generate not just revenue, but predictable, repeatable revenue, and creating paths of success for that. Compliant businesses are the only way that you are able to do business with the likes of the ABSAs and we would love everyone here in this room to do business with ABSA, but compliance is still a cornerstone of how you are able to do that. And we also have here an ability to pay a salary, and that's in a very broad term, because we want not only for you to be able to create a sustainable life for yourselves, but to be able to create a sustainable life for employees and the people that you are able to employ through that. This is some of the impact that we've made over the years. We've been able to help our entrepreneurs grow revenues north of 1.4 billion. We've incubated about 15,000 businesses in the past 10 years. Average growth in terms of employee size is about 52%. We've been able to facilitate 350 million in funds raised for entrepreneurs. And it's also encouraging to see a room full of women. A lot of our programs are aimed at women. Sabawell to be Mfazi. So very excited to see a room full of what I believe is the future of Africa. These are some of the clients that we've been able to partner with. Lana did say that the ABSA logo is too small. She would have liked it to be a bit bigger. I only show this slide for one reason. A lot of the success that has come from, and ABSA is definitely one of the clients that is like this. A lot of the success that we've seen in entrepreneurs is the ability for our clients to actually open up their supply chain to our beneficiaries. And so we've been able to cross-pollinate founders from different programs onto different supply chains. So just because you're on the ABSA program does not mean that we won't be able to find a pathway for you to be able to supply any of the clients here, because we've got excellent relationships with everyone here and more of the clients. So that is the job that I have. I'm going to ask that we play 2 videos, and then I'm going to speak a little bit more.
Today's event is all about celebrating individuals who charted a path, and because of their bravery, because of their courage, they've shifted our culture.
Well, I'm looking forward to an engaging discussion with the panel discussion. They've got a great guest list.
How do we actually start an entrepreneurship culture in South Africa? So let me get my panelists up here. Jay Something, Alex Kojane, and I've saved the most talented for last, Zozibini Tunzi.
Always remember your purpose, whatever that is. Why did you start the business that you started? Why are you doing the thing that you're doing?
My advice, just don't give up, bro. But also remember, you got to pay the bills.
When I think of cultural entrepreneurship, I think about it's my personal journey. As an entrepreneur, it's a very personal journey of what you're trying to do with your time.
For those that have never experienced MyDough, Connect and Thrive, it really is for entrepreneurs to find a home. This is the right community for you.
I
I think days like this are more important for enterprises to come together, to connect, to see how we can partner to build a better future.
Networking is very important to us, and actually brand availability, putting ourselves out there.
So tonight we're looking at creating more partnerships, creating more relationships essentially within the business, and just to gain more knowledge in terms of how we as KPRM can position ourselves to assist the SME community.
I absolutely love entrepreneurship. We absolutely love entrepreneurship at MyDough. It's everything that we breathe, live, and do. And our metrics of success is how successful are the entrepreneurs in our ecosystem. The theme of today is what got you here won't get you there.
If we were to do things that we're doing every day and don't change it, we'll just do the same thing. So the biggest advice I'll give to entrepreneurs is go and find out by yourself.
There are no shortcuts. Hard work daily, sacrifices daily will be the magic that will build your future.
You have that time, effort, and energy. Every single morning you wake up, do what you need to do with it. Always have a milestone you're working towards. Always think bigger. Always think what's next.
My takeaway from this event is actually about how we need to constantly reevaluate ourselves in order to show up better in the business. So it's clear that many of us are able to create something from nothing, but now how do we equip ourselves to ensure that that thing goes the distance?
Today was absolutely phenomenal. It was so great to learn about the journeys of Donald and Mitch and how we've all lived such different lives in business. But the key thing about today is all of us have failed, picked ourselves up, learned from those mistakes, scaled and expanded. So yeah, it was really amazing.
Part of the program is to be invited to some of these events that we run, where you'll be able to showcase some of the work that you do, and it's also an access to market platform. I think one of the key themes that I heard KK speak about, I heard Kanya speak about, is networking. I think when I reflect on my journey over the past 12, 15 years of being an entrepreneur, I think I've been so fortunate to be in rooms or my name being spoken about in rooms full of opportunities. But I think that comes from literally being able to be someone that can network. And one of the things that I think about networking is not about how quick you can get your card out to tell someone what you do. Networking for me is about how you are able to help someone else. I think for me, we approach networking not the right way, because I think you're in such a rush to tell someone, this is what I do, here's my card. But if you reverse engineered that and actually went out to say, the person that you meet, is there a way that I can help support or introduce you to someone that will accelerate your business? Those are the people that come top to mind when an opportunity comes by. So I'd like to encourage you guys that everyone here already is your network. There's 100 strong entrepreneurs here. You might even find a co-founder in here. You might find your next customer. You might find your next supplier. So over and above what the program does, please make sure that the engagement in this room doesn't sort of fall short of that networking opportunity. KK spoke a little bit about popcorn and pitch. So the culmination of this program is that hopefully the top 3 winners come out of this. So it's a pitch readiness, it's a business model formulation in terms of all your businesses. And what ends up happening I think it's going to be on the 19th of November, where you're going to pitch your ideas. The top 10 are going to pitch their businesses at the cinema. So it's going to be at an IMAX, and the screen is your slide deck. So you can imagine how nerve-wracking that is. But it's great because you'll be very well prepared, I assure you, to be able to do that. And we want to just show you the last video of what it looked like last year, and we're looking forward to giving away 1.5 million this year to all of you guys. I wish you all the best. We are available to assist, to promote, to evangelize your businesses, but ultimately it is your business, and I want to encourage you to take full accountability and responsibility for your own personal development. Thank you very much.
12 months ago, our CEO had an idea. He said, we need to host a funding event and we need to do it at the cinema. We'll call it Popcorn and Pitch.
12 months later.
They've got 1 minute to introduce themselves, 8 minutes to pitch.
We're going to see 10 entrepreneurs battle it out for 250,000 rand.
It's not always easy to stand in a group of people and pitch for yourself and pitch for your business, and they did exactly that.
Well done to Lemmy, MyDough, and the whole team. Super proud of you guys. It's brilliant that you're celebrating entrepreneurs.
We all know that we definitely rely on entrepreneurs when it comes to creating wealth in our country, but most importantly, creating jobs.
Number 3, please give it up for Clean Now. And in second place, they say walk a day in my shoes. Is Prudent.
I am so excited, and all thanks to MyDough for making my dream come true. And I'm definitely going to be investing this in marketing.
Our winner for today, winning an amazing 250,000 Rand, is Tapiso Brandy.
So I've just won the first place, 250K. Thank you so much to MyDough for this platform. What's next is we are going to invest in this dye sublimation machine that's going to create a lot of jobs, create a lot of social impact, create a lot of innovation. And yeah, we're going to change the world.
I must say I'm completely impressed with the platform. Let's start there. Congrats to the guys. Congrats to MyDough. Overall, winner, winner, winner. And I can't wait to come to the next one.
Can we get a round of applause for that, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, I was getting goosebumps. Last year, this is the proven concept. How many of you heard about Popcorn and Pitch last year? You see? And look at yourself. This year, you stand a chance to find yourself on the stage. I mean, the move from 250, partnered with the bank. Hello. Can we see hands for ABSA? And we're like, 250 for what? When there's $1 million to be given. Hello, can you clap hands for ABSA again? Like the bank that does the things for the entrepreneurs. We get it, right? So, I mean, I hope this excites you. I hope this makes you feel like I really want to be on the stage. As he said, it's 100 of you. Only 10 will be on the stage. It's determined by how you walk the journey. And let the journey not be about the price. Let it not be about the price. As they said, let it be about the networks you create. Right? Can I just check as well? Because like we're talking, right? If you're in the product business, how many of you brought your product today? If you're in the, okay, how many of you are in the product business? Let me start there. Where you sell a product, right? How many of you brought a sample of the product? Just in case someone wants to see, right? Because there are people here, there are in the room, right? If you're in the branding business, how many of you are wearing your brand? Show of hands. There she is wearing her brand, right? That's how we showcase, guys, right? Are you not your first customer? So we need to see it. If you're in the branding business, we must see that you're branded. If you're selling a product, at least have something, to showcase your product. You never know, like Abed was saying, you could meet your next buyer in this very same room. In the room as well, we've got colleagues from our corporate business. They're dealing with big corporates. They're saying, how do they open up those value chains in the big corporates for you guys to be suppliers? And these are the opportunities you get. I mean, you're flying from out of province. You might never be in the same room with these people that we brought in as colleagues. These are the opportunities we're hoping you grab. And you grab with speed, right? One of the things that was on the video, they said, what got you here won't keep you here. I hope you're busy pinning those pointers down, right? Looking at, oh, that's a nugget. Let me look into that. Right? And whilst you're in your tables, do talk. I mean, Abed talked about a different way of networking. I hope you got it, because some of us are still stuck on the old ways of networking. This is my business card. This is where you can find me. But I really hope, is it making sense? Is it relatable? Is it speaking your language as entrepreneurs? Awesome. Okay, now with great excitement, like, I wish we can even go drum rolls. Boo, 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 boo. We are coming to our keynote. Please use those pads there to take your notes. You may never find yourself in a room with the people we're bringing on the stage right now. And I kid you not. So I'm just going to introduce the facilitator of the next session. It's a nice couch session, right? Then she will introduce what they're here to do. I'm introducing Naledi Mutsau, who is the General Counsel at ABSA Business Bank. Naledi is a seasoned legal and business executive who operates in intersection of law, strategy, governance, and leadership. She oversees strategic leadership advisory services to key business units and senior governance forums. Her experience spans from financial services, public sector, corporate environments, and has led complex governance and regulatory initiatives across multiple jurisdictions. Naledi holds an MBA and a postgraduate diploma from GIBS. Oops, I see her bio card. She also holds a BCom law and an LLB degree as well. So on the stage now, let's clap our hands as we welcome our facilitator, Naledi.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? A nice wave would be appreciated. Thank you. I'm very excited about this session because I'm about to introduce someone who is just going to blow your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and distinguished guests, it is my absolute privilege to introduce our next speaker, a dynamic force in entrepreneurship, leadership, and the female economy. With over 15 years of rich, hands-on entrepreneurial experience spanning education, media, communication, and retail. She has spent over a decade boldly navigating diverse industries and building purpose-driven ventures. She is the founder and CEO of Agenda Women, a premier online platform and community curated specifically to help modern working women navigate the evolving dynamic of professional success and personal well-being. As a leader, she is widely recognized for her sophisticated, confident, and authentically relatable approach to driving high-impact change. A highly sought-after professional keynote speaker and moderator, she specializes in unlocking the power of personal and business branding, fostering resilient leadership, and tapping into immense potential of the female economy. Please join me in giving a very warm and distinguished welcome to Nomdeni Sithole. Nomdeni, it's an absolute pleasure to have you this morning, and thank you for accepting the invitation. And yeah, we're looking forward to the discussion that we're about to have.
Thank you for having me.
As Lani said, please take out your notebooks and take notes. She is about to drop a couple of nuggets. Because your story matters and the journey of every entrepreneur in this room matters. Nomdeni, to start us off, so that we can get a bit more context to your journey. What problem were you trying to solve when you started your first venture? And how did you recognize it as a real opportunity rather than just a simple idea?
Firstly, thank you for having me, and congratulations to everyone who's in the room. I am completely nervous, and people are always shocked. Every single time I'm on stage, I'm nervous. Yesterday, I was interviewing the CEO and president of Veuve Clicquot from France. The day before, I was actually hosting the Bold Women Awards, where Lindy actually won. So when I saw her in the video, I thought, what an exceptional woman, and how much she leverages and takes advantage of opportunity. So firstly, I want to say congratulations to everyone in the room, and congratulations to ABSA for putting together such a powerful event. Now, to answer that question, I know some of you are expecting something profound, but it was nothing like that. And I'm sure there's people here in the room who also have businesses, but they have no idea what they're actually solving for. How many people feel like that? Let's be honest. You have a business, it's a survival business, it pays your bills, but you haven't really thought about who you're solving a problem for. And I'm going to ask you, if you don't raise your hand, who you're solving a problem for, because I want truth today. Who feels like that? Like they haven't really cracked what it is they're solving and who they're solving it for. And if you don't raise your hand, I'll ask you what you're solving and who you're solving it for. There we go. Small hands, but I appreciate that you've raised them. It was a similar experience for me. My first business was a DJing school for girls in 2009. I partnered with my then business partner, DJ Zintle, and I was working at Discovery at the time, Discovery Health. I always say I worked for 2 seconds and I quickly realized it's not for me. Congratulations to everyone in corporate in the room. It was just never for me. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, they might feel the same way. Some of you have lost your jobs. Maybe you were in corporate. Some of you have always felt like maybe the workspace is not for you. Some of you tried to get into corporate spaces, but you didn't really crack it. So you end up being an entrepreneur. For me, I was working at MultiChoice for about a year. I worked at Discovery Health for about another year. I fell pregnant at the time with my second child. And I knew coming back that this environment was not energizing for me. I love problem solving as a fundamental thing. Every single day, I wake up and I go into my business knowing I have to solve a problem. And if you do not like solving problem solving, I think you need to rethink entrepreneurship, because for the rest of this journey, your number one job will be problem solving. So when I started my first business, I just didn't want to work. And that was the real truth. I didn't know how big the problem I was solving was. I didn't know fundamentally who I was solving it for, but I knew that I didn't want to be in corporate. So I thought, let me try something else. And that's how I ended up starting my first business, which we ran for about 10 years. We opened in 2009 and we closed the school in 2019.
Awesomeness. It sounds like your journey has been a long one, filled with challenges, ups and downs.
Absolutely.
So leading up to this session today, we did run a short poll just to find out what do our entrepreneurs want to actually hear about during the session. A lot of the themes that came through were access to markets. So I just want to hear from you, how did you access the market that you're servicing, the people whose problems you were solving?
It's so interesting. I'm sitting down there, and I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years now. But I remember the early days coming into sessions like this, people using words like access to markets, financial modeling, and all of these things that I think you'll be hearing a lot of today and thinking, what the hell are they talking about? So I'm going to try to be as practical as I possibly can be today in every answer that I give. And I hope we do have a Q&A session at the end so that people can actually ask me practical questions. I love being practical. I end up being inspirational in some instances, but I actually want you to walk away and have something that you can do. By show of hands, with everything that you've heard today so far, do you have something that you feel like you can physically walk away and actually do with the information that you've heard today? Perfect. So it's very, very important that when you come into a room like this, and I know I'm digressing, I'm going to come back to the answer. I was thinking about it as I was sitting down, that one of the most powerful things you can do today is not only network, but it's to have one agenda. One thing. I want you to take a moment as we navigate the conversation to think about one thing that you want to achieve today. Because if you're thinking about 100 or 10, you might walk away having achieved anything. One thing. What does success look like for you today? Is it finding a supplier who's going to do your branding? Is it speaking to someone at ABSA and actually getting direction around what's the next best thing you can do in order to make this program a success? One thing. That is what's going to make your day a success today. Access to markets today for me. I mean, when I started the business that I own now, which is another thing I wanted to ask, what business are you on? Is it your first one, your second one, or your third one? I'm on my third one. And I don't think it will be my final one. I'm obsessed about entrepreneurship and problem solving today. The business I own today, I started in 2018. It's called Agenda Woman, and initially started off as a media business. Today, we're building our first of 50 stores, potentially. I have a very big ambition of building out a retail business, moving from media. We're in conversation with angel investors in America to raise, I think initially $2 million to make sure that we reach our ambition. When I started, I said, I am going to sell this business for 10 million rands. We're at a place now where we're thinking in dollars because of how far we've been able to gain access to market, not only the consumer, but also the stakeholders and partners. So when I started Agenda Women, I wanted to solve a problem for one. And maybe similar to MyDough and not as extensively, very impressive, by the way, really enjoyed that presentation. I had been an entrepreneur at the time for about 10 years or 11 years, and I just felt like if there was a way that I was part of a structured community and I could solve problems quicker, it would have gotten me to a place of success at a much faster pace. So I was solving a lot of problems by myself. I was insecure about asking questions. When someone would say access to market, I was like, I don't even know. It makes sense in English, but how does it live practically? What are you talking about? Is it me reaching people in Tembisa? Is it me reaching people in Sandton? What is access to market and what market are we talking about? How do I even better understand if that market is worth me accessing? Because sometimes we use these terms, but we don't really deep dive into what they mean. So if you say access to market, what are you essentially saying? Do you want to make your next 10 million rands? What is the best market for that to happen for your product? What does it really entail? And I felt a lot of loneliness in my entrepreneurship journey, a lot of heartbreak as well. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, you pursue this vision with almost a sense of madness. And when you keep failing, because you're not going to fail once, let me promise you that. You are not going to fail once. You're going to fail a couple of times before you get it right. And having experienced all of that, I really think I probably went into a depression as well. And if you're an entrepreneur who has not been depressed yet, just keep going. Keep going. I would definitely say put therapy as one of your line items, because there is so much heartbreak in entrepreneurship because you hold the vision and you're consistently selling it to people, and a lot of people just don't get it. So when I started Agenda Woman, it was because I wanted to solve a problem for one. It was a problem for the female entrepreneur, and I wanted to build a community for those people. I also wanted to create, very similar to what MyDough has created now, maybe access to information, access to events where you could meet other people. But when I started Agenda Woman, I started to see that even corporate women were looking for a home. So there was an evolution that we went through as a business where we started off very entrepreneurial in how I was thinking, but it wasn't what we were communicating. What I was communicating was women. My passion is women. I just love women who have money. And I think women need money. I need you to clap for that. Because women need money. And if you're a woman in this room, ask for money. Okay? And you need to learn, of course, how to make sure that once you get 10 rands, you can make it 10 million rands. So for me, it was about solving a problem for women who are entrepreneurs. We quickly saw that corporate working women wanted a home as well. And we started to really build this thing as a community. But then I had to ask myself, how do you make it a commercial vehicle? Because there are also passion projects here. It needs to move into a business. A project and a business are two different things. A business has elements in it that a project might not have. If you're passionate about what you're doing, I want you to quickly think about how it becomes a business and what are the questions you need to answer for it to become a business. So I had to ask myself, how do I create commercial viability with Agenda Woman? I had never seen a woman platform that had commercial muscle. So I took about 50,000 rands at the time and I traveled to New York because I had found a platform that looked similar to what I was doing. And as I was building Agenda Woman, they sold for $25 million US. So I was trying to investigate, how do you build a business that is worth $25 million US? And I want to tell you in this room as well, build your business like you're going to sell it. Build your business like you're going to sell it. Like you're going to have to answer to someone, why should I give you $10 million for what you have built? So when you go around asking questions about how to build this business, ask the question, what is an investor looking for? Not just the bank. And the bank has their own rules and they have their own things that they're looking for. Ask those questions, but I want you to challenge yourself even further. If I had to ask someone for $10 million US, what would this business need to look like? How is it structured? Does it have a board? Who is the CEO? Am I the CEO? Is someone else the CEO? What is the structure that makes someone believe that they can trust me with $10 million US? So I went to New York. I saw a platform called Create, Cultivate. I started to mimic everything that they did. And this is something that you can also do. You're not going to figure everything out just by yourself. Sometimes you have to see someone who's done it, keep following what they're doing, stay close to your consumer, take all of those insights and create a new solution. As you sit here in the room, nothing might be innovative about your business, but the more you engage with the process, the more you engage with the consumer, the more you look at your competitor. Do not look at your competitor. You have to know, if I'm making a decision today to buy your product, who else am I looking at? Sometimes we think talking about competition is like, oh no, business is not about emotions, please. If you're an emotional person, you're going to get stuck when it comes to decision making. I know my answers are long-winded, and I hope I'm not taking too much of your time, but you have to stay close to your competitor, understand what they're doing, understand why your consumer is choosing them and not choosing you. And when I came back, I started Agenda Women on the basis of seeing what Create, Cultivate was doing. And over the years, we've grown, and today we're going into retail as a business, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk about what that evolution has looked like. But essentially, that's how I gained access to the market that I have serviced as a media business, which is women who are between 28 and 44, who are middle to upper class earners, who are looking for community, who are looking for experiences that are tailored for them. And even as I evolve into retail, that is still the same market that I am servicing from a consumer point of view. But in terms of regionally, we are opening in South Africa next month. We are opening in Cape Town, potentially the airport, and Nairobi is our first out of South Africa market. We're also looking at New York and London.
Wow. What I took out from the address that you've just given to the entrepreneurs in the room is the focus.
Yeah.
Focus on one thing. And what's come through in everything that you've been saying, you know who you're solving for and you know what you are solving for.
Mhm.
And I think it's going to be critical for all of us in the room to start pivoting.
Mhm.
If we were not clear about what that is, now is the time for you in the room to go and focus on that. Because if the prize is what we want at the end of the 6-month period of the program, we need to become clearer in that regard.
Absolutely.
What also strikes me is you then took the time to go look for others who are doing it.
Yeah.
And the best flattery is to copy what they're doing. There's
Absolutely.
nothing new under the sun.
And someone's going to copy you as well.
And
So
we
don't
hope
get
that that
emotional
happens.
about it.
Correct.
Someone is also going to copy you. You need to figure out what you're building and what your consumer is looking for, and how can you offer it to them faster than the person who's competing with you. And I'm not necessarily just speaking about speed here, because that can be overwhelming. The intimacy that you build with your consumer is also just as crucial as how quickly you can solve their problems for them. They must think about you first before they think about going out and finding another solution. So yes, I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you there, but I know the things that entrepreneurs get emotional about. Someone will copy you, and you need to get ready for it.
And that's why it's then critical for you to pay attention to your competitors.
Absolutely.
And I think what you did, instead of looking within the South African market, you went overseas.
Absolutely.
To see how the bigger markets are doing it, to see how the entities that have access to a wider variety of client base are doing it. And then you copied. You are unique. Each and every single one of you in the room are unique. The way you think and what you bring to this world and to the table is unique. And I think that's what's been key. You know who you're solving for, you know what you're solving, and in addition to that, if you add your specific spice, that will be what gives you advantage. And I think what I liked hearing is there's nothing wrong with copying. What you then did was, how do I then do it better?
Yeah.
How do I then make it specific to the market
To the
that
people
I
that I
want to
am
serve?
serving. Yeah, but I needed the blueprint. I did not have the blueprint, and I would sit and I would watch everything that they are posting. I would see what their marketing strategies look like, and I would follow that very same format. And in following that format, I would then see what my consumers are responding to, what they're not responding to. When we spoke yesterday, and maybe to just further elaborate on how I think, I'm very systems driven when I think and process driven when I think. And I think that has attributed a lot to my confidence and success. I don't ever claim to know everything, but I am very confident that the process will get me there. There's something that I am working on right now as a keynote, which I'm calling the process quotient, which is the intelligence that can only come from process. You can be smart, you can be emotionally smart, but there is something that process can give you that your intelligence and your emotions cannot. The failing, the getting up, the asking people for help, the trying. You know, one of the things I really love about technology companies is how they are consistently improving the products that they're bringing into the market. Instagram 10 years ago is not Instagram today. And every single time they see our activity with the actual product, they look at the data and they look at what we're clicking and what we're saying, they reiterate and they make it better. That's how you build. If you think what you have today is what's going to, I think there was something about today and some later, what got you here won't move you forward. That is how you build. If you're going to remain too stuck to your idea today, let me tell you, someone is learning from their consumer and they're getting better and better. And you have to have that agility. You have to be comfortable with the discomfort of discovering that what you're doing is actually not working and be very quick to say, how do I make it work? So for me, process has been one of the best teachers. And even as you are part of this program, this is the beginning of another process. You have to ask yourself, who do I want to become at the end of this journey? And it might not be the person that you want to become who you actually become. This can be extremely intimidating. When you're sitting in the class and people are asking questions and you're like, I have no idea what they're asking. It exposes sometimes how much you do not know to be in environments like this. Take that and use that information to then figure out, how do I get better? We're not on the same playing field here. Someone is better than you in this room, and that's okay. They have put in the time to get to where they are. Put in your time to get to where you need to go to.
Brilliant. That is spectacular. And I think moving on then to the next question, you've been very clear about the ability to pivot. Mm-hmm. You've been very clear about not hanging on to your idea of what you want to do. Mm-hmm. You've been very clear about being aware of your competitors and making sure that you're always getting better. What kind of mindset has enabled you to evolve when you needed to identify that this is something that's not working and to easily let it go and try something else? Because I think sometimes you get so invested in, I've tried this, I want it to work. It's really the idea that I've nurtured from infancy. What has helped you to pivot? What kind of mindset have you had to adapt in order for you to be able to then see when it's not working, mourn it, and then move forward?
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. That is so hard. It is so hard to feel like, I think I'm stupid. I think I'm not as smart as I thought I was. I think I was smart in Newcastle, Matadin, but now I'm in Sandton. And I think someone went to saying something here, and I went to Siamgela High School. It is so hard to be confronted sometimes with the reality that you don't know as much as you thought you did. But the most important thing is to get there before someone exposes it to you. Just be honest with yourself about what you know and what you don't know. The authenticity, the vulnerability, of course, in safe spaces is crucial. I always say if you're an entrepreneur, there are 3 people that you need to have. Number 1, a therapist. You need a therapist because the biggest hurdle in the growth of your business will be yourself. It won't be access to markets. It won't be the consumer not buying from you. It will be you. It will be you not thinking that you need a loan. It will be you not spending time doing the work that you need to do to grow your business. It will be you wanting to appear like you know everything when you don't know everything. It will be you. You will be the biggest hurdle to your success. And I need you to understand that. And in order to address that, you have to understand what are your limiting beliefs. What is the thing that is stopping you from creating the business that you want to create? I'm a man, so I don't cry. I'm a woman, so I don't do this. I come from wherever, so that means this. Those limiting beliefs are going to be your first hurdle before you even start to have challenges that have access to market and all of that. The second person I always believe you have to have as an entrepreneur is a mentor. You have to have a mentor, and please don't DM people on Instagram asking them to mentor you. Don't do that. You've met some amazing people in the room. You can walk up to some people and share who you are. And mentorship is not often attained by asking for someone to be your mentor. I've never said yes to anyone asking me to be their mentor. It's like, I don't know, I don't want to make an example that is too gender-based, but you know what I'm saying. There's things that are like, ick, you know? So don't go up to someone and say, can you be your mentor? I don't know you. I don't even know if I like you. And you're asking me to create intimate moments with you. I don't want to. I want to help entrepreneurs, but I also have a business that I'm building. I have time that I'm managing. So the best way to create mentorship opportunities is to expose who you are, your abilities, your intensity in the passion and the drive for what you want to do. Share your values with someone. Share what you want to create and how big your dream is. And at the end, if you see the excitement that they're having when you share that with them, say, I'd like to touch base with you. Please don't use the word mentor. I'd like to touch base with you from time to time and just figure out how, you can guide me to meet maybe people who can help me with this dream, et cetera, et cetera. It's really a turn off for some people to be asked to be a mentor, and I'm one of them. But I love engaging with people who are excited about what they're building. I love being part of something great, and I love being part of the energy, like the other speaker spoke, of entrepreneurship. So you need a mentor. The third thing that you need is often a coach. Someone that you pay. You need someone that you're going to pay to sit down with you from time to time, to look into your business and to tailor the solutions to you. You're going to get generic information in these rooms, but this is such an amazing platform because it's a small group of people. You'll be able to ask questions. Mm-hmm. So those questions you would ask from a coach, you need to be able to ask them in these rooms as you navigate this program. You need those three people. You need a therapist. You need a mentor. You need a coach. You need to have budget. You need to have a line item in your budget for some of these things that have to do with your own personal development as you build a business. There's something else that I want to touch on that you spoke about very quickly, on how each one of you are unique. It's also a term that is used quite broadly. And then you think, yeah, I'm unique. And then when I say to you, what makes your product unique? What makes your business unique? Then you can't answer it. I don't want you to walk away feeling good. I want you to walk away really thinking about how do you answer things practically. There is something called a unique selling proposition in a business. You might be selling the same products, but you need to develop a USP for your product. What makes the experience that I'm going to have in buying your product, in developing a relationship with you, unique? So some of the work that I do is coaching, particularly focused on brand building for personal brands and businesses. And as part of the first two sessions, I look at what I call the golden circle. Simon Sinek speaks about it in his book called Start With Why. And the first thing I always want to know is, why are we doing the work and why are you building the business? And I want honesty. If it's for survival, then that's great. Then I know what other questions I need to ask. But as part of that conversation, I also want to establish what is the unique selling proposition that you bring to the table as a founder or as a business. And often you pick that up in really thinking about how you do things. Your unique selling proposition, as particularly a founder and a personal brand, is going to be in how you do things. When you think about the composition of my experiences, no one can say that they've lived the same life. When you look at the composition of your own experiences, no one has lived the life that you have lived. What is the data that you can draw from those experiences? How you solve problems? Where that is informed by? I come from a small town called Newcastle, Emadadeni. I've never been to a white school, if I can call it that. I'm 42, so I went to school in the 80s, so I'm going to use terms that come from that space. I've never had a white or classmates all the way up until university, even. I went to university at Technikon Witwatersrand, and it was mostly black. It was mostly black people. But I knew that I have to learn how to articulate myself well. I could have sat and told the story that I can't, but I actually did something about it. As a young woman, my grandmother used to take us to learn English every Saturday. God bless her, because those were the early development stages for me to grow a love for the language. She gave me books to read. I was very, very intentional about who I wanted to become when it involves my expression. But there are so many other things that I've had to develop and really get comfortable with, particularly as I navigate global relationships. Your growth is your responsibility. The success of this program is your responsibility, because let me tell you something. There's 100 of you. Some of you will walk away feeling like that was the most amazing experience I've ever had. Yeah. Some of you will walk away feeling like that was the most useless thing I've ever experienced. Some of you will feel like that was a waste of my time. It will be an individual experience, and your commitment to the journey is what is going to determine whether this is empowering or not. Not everyone is going to be Bill Gates, but the reason you become Bill Gates is because you set out to become Bill Gates. Let me tell you something. I'm going to grow a global successful business. I do not have the answers to how I'm going to do it, but I'm telling you today, I can put money on the table. I am going to do it because I am determined to do it. Do I believe there'll be obstacles? Plenty. Do I believe I don't know everything that I need to know? Absolutely. Do I also believe that I'm going to do it? Absolutely. So you get to decide how far you go in life. Someone made an example, and they said a tree can go as far as a particular type of tree can grow. It is human beings who have been given the dignity of choice.
True.
You have been given the dignity of choice. You get to choose who you become. An orange tree can only become an orange tree. A lion can only become a lion. Human beings have been given the dignity of choice. It is dignity to be able to choose who you want to become. So wherever you end up, it's your fault.
Your possibilities are endless.
Naledi, I'm thinking maybe we also, as she said, if you want to ask questions, you can maybe put down your question on a paper. So during the session, she can answer some of it. Keep it short, keep it specific, keep it straight. So we're going to have my colleagues are going to walk around to take questions from you as they continue with the discussion so that we bring it in nicely, Naledi.
Perfect. Thanks, Lane. We were going to have a 15-minute slot towards the end for the questions. So thank you for letting the room know that. You have transitioned from a micro to small to medium, and you have visions of becoming a full-on global organization. The requirements from you as a founder when you began was very different from when you then became medium and to the aspirations that you have now. The pressure of, I need to know accounting, I need to know governance, I need to know regulation, I need to make sure I've got systems and processes. How has that empowered you? And how has that challenged you along the journey? Because I think research that I read while preparing for the session is that about 80% of micro enterprises are actually not registered. So these are informal enterprises, me and you hustling every day. What you're telling us is you have to have processes, you have to have systems, you have to think as someone who has intentions of being bought by another conglomerate at some point. What's the pivot that's required there during the transition?
So as an early startup, and I don't know how many people are still in this role, you're doing everything, right? You're doing everything. You actually have the info at Agenda Woman, but you're the person answering it, right? So you have one email where it seems like, oh, this is reception, but then it's you, and then you have the email where it's actually you, so you're referring reception to yourself. I remember, quick story, when I started Agenda Woman, I think around 2020, yes, which was the best year for my business, by the way. The marketing director for Verve Clicquot, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, she sent a DM, right? I don't know if we'll have a chance to speak about social media because that's another another crucial platform. She sent a DM to the Agenda Woman page and she said, "Hi guys, can you please introduce me to Nomdeni? I'd like to speak to her." Who was at the Agenda Woman page? It was Nomdeni. Who introduced her to Nomdeni? It was Nomdeni introducing her to Nomdeni. So those are the early stages of most businesses where you don't have the capacity to employ, you don't have the data that will allow you to potentially explore funding and capital. So you're almost doing everything. The most empowering thing about that is you learn a lot. And you are exhausted all the time because you're doing 5 jobs instead of 1 job. But the power in that is that you really get to understand your baby. When you're raising your own baby, you understand, oh, this cry, I don't know for anyone, for any people who are mothers here, I have a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, but I'm a fan of babies. So I still remember there's a way that they cry and then you're like, oh, that's the cry for food. Yeah. Oh, that's the cry for a nappy change. Oh, that's a cry for that. So when you are building your baby at the early stages, it's important to get really involved with what this baby is. One of the biggest mistakes I made that I still see a lot of young entrepreneurs making is the insecurity of not knowing, pushing you to delegate too early.
I think, can we pause there? That's quite intense and loaded. What do you mean by that? Examples.
The insecurity of not knowing, pushing you to delegate too early. Your accountant saying, "I've submitted," and you have no idea what they submitted. You just know that you're compliant. And I'll put it like this, because at some point you keep submitting a 0 return. SARS will say, "Why does this business exist?" If this business is running at a loss year to year because you're avoiding paying tax, why does this business exist? That triggers auditing and you will lose your business. The insecurity of not saying "I don't know" and the laziness of not being willing to learn can jeopardize the business that you're building. It is important, particularly when it comes to accounting and your money, that you understand your money. When an accountant says, "I am submitting this amount of money, this is how much you made," you say, "Break it down to me." And I say to this day to my accountants, explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. I was doing submissions recently and my accountant said, "I need to pay SARS, I don't know, 150,000. Yep. I said, "I need you to break it down to me. I need you to show me everything. I need you to explain to me what cost of sale is. How do we get to that point? Explain to me every single term in the spreadsheet so that I can tell you in English how my business functions." An accountant does not know how your business functions until you've explained it to them. I want you to know that anyone who's doing your accounting who is not in your business, they do not know your business. They are not doing the right allocations. It is guesswork.
That is such an important...
It is guesswork. You are going to get into trouble. And you don't have bad luck. You don't need to slaughter a goat. You just need to ask the right question.
My colleague here, Palta, is taking the questions. She's going to walk the floor. Please bring in your questions so that we vet it in, because we're looking at time. We want you to get your inputs before she leaves the stage.
So, very quickly, that transition. Yes. I started at that point. It was important. It is important for all of you. Wherever you feel discomfort when it comes to knowledge, that is a signal that you need to go and learn. You need to find someone to teach you. You need to go and buy a book. You need to you need to listen to a podcast. Then the transition from that, which is also another difficulty. Yeah. When you know your business well, you start thinking you need to hire someone who knows your business like you. No one exists who looks like that.
That is so important. And I think one other thing, when we began the session, Lane asked, who's in production, who's in retail? It's going to be critical for you to understand the laws governing the sector that you want to be in.
Absolutely.
We see it so many times where entrepreneurs will start producing food without understanding what are the standards for handling food, what are the requirements that I need to comply with. And if you're developing a novice product or a novice invention, what do you do to protect that idea? So it's
trademarking.
very important for you to research and do your work. Because when you come to the lawyers, they need to be able to understand from you what you are doing, but you need to have done your background work, because it's not all of them that will understand particularly what you're doing and how to protect your ideas, because that will be where your uniqueness is going to come from. So it's going to be important for you to also understand that aspect of the business.
And I'm glad you said that, because you are general counsel. I just want to remind everyone that she is actually in the legal space. So she's speaking from experience. Even when you speak to lawyers and they're building contracts for you, give them the information in English, then let them put it in a legal document. But no one can tell you how your business works.
Yeah.
You are the one who knows how your business works. That is your responsibility. You do know that you are the one who ends up in jail. It is not the accountant, it is not the lawyer. You are the one who ends up in jail if there is anything that your business is not doing the right way. I just wanted to say, one of the mistakes that also entrepreneurs make as your business grows and you need to start hiring is that you're looking for someone like you. I've heard so many entrepreneurs, why does no one work as hard as I do? What? No one cares. It's your vision. I don't care to work as hard as you do. It is not my vision. I am here to earn a salary most of the time. So it is your responsibility to figure out, how do you now create different parts of who you are as a whole? You were the accountant, you were legal, you were this, you were that. When you start hiring, you don't hire someone who has all these capabilities. You hire someone who's in legal.
Specific something,
You hire someone who's in accounting. You hire someone who's in whatever it is that you are doing. And your job is also to figure out what is the first best hire. It's no one else's job to figure those things out except you. And I know it's overwhelming, guys. I know it's overwhelming. I have been there. Someone telling me do this, and I'm like, how? Where do I start? I need someone to come and give me a solution. Once you're done crying, I want you to remember, it is still your responsibility to actually figure it out. And the first thing you can do is to just ask someone for help, ask a question, because even asking for help is too broad. Ask me, what was the first hire that you made after you were one business who is one person, and now you needed to disintegrate and figure out, oh, I was actually doing a job for 7 people. So it was going to be a mistake for me to think that I should hire someone who's going to do a job for 7 people and give them a salary for 1.
But the why of the hire is also critical, because you can't just hire anyone. There has to be a need. It has to be impactful.
Absolutely.
And it has to relieve so much of what you're already doing.
Absolutely. And often how I think about sometimes my days is, what is making me money? What is the decision I need to make today that's going to get money in the bank? Because sometimes those decisions can be difficult, because a lot of people find it it's daunting to look at numbers, right? It's so daunting to actually sit and say, how much do I want to make this year and how am I going to get there? I don't know how many people in this room do that exercise on a year-to-year basis. You are living for survival. You're living for paying the next bill. You're not actually projecting how much you want to make and how you actually get to that number.
Thank you. And as we transition to the Q&A, in preparation for the pitch that the entrepreneurs are going to be doing at the end of the program, marketing, social media is important.
It's crucial.
Could you take us through what they need to start thinking about and how to optimize the fact that we all have Instagram and we're all on social media? And that's a free platform in order for you to get your products out there.
Firstly, don't be emotional about social media. It's a platform. It's not your ex. It's a platform. Don't be emotional. A lot of people engage with social media on the basis of who they judge on social media. You look at people on social media and you make a judgment on who they are, and then you say, this is not who I am. That's a mistake. It's a platform. I always say, no one looks at that billboard and say, that billboard makes me feel like, it's too sexy, and I'm not trying to be too sexy, so I'm not going to use that billboard. That's the mistake that you make with social media. Oh, no, the people on Instagram, they have beautiful aesthetics, so I'm not going to be on Instagram. It is a billboard. You get to choose what you put on it. It is a billboard. If there is a billboard that is popular in Sandton City and you had the opportunity to use it for free, I'm assuming that you would use it. You have a billboard that you're walking around with on your phone. It reaches billions of people every single day. Put something out and be clear about who you want to reach and what you want to say. It's a basic thing like that. I have 2 businesses. There's the retail business, Agenda Woman, that we're developing now, which I'm obsessed about. But then I have a business that just carries revenue in my personal capacity, my personal brand, my coaching, my speaking, my anything that has to do with my name, my partnerships. And that's a high revenue business for me. And 90% of the revenue coming into that business is from social media. 90%. I can tell you in the last month, I've probably made maybe 1.5 million. 90% of that revenue came from social media. When you book me, there's a booking form, and one of the questions that is there is, how did you find out about me? I would encourage all of you to ask that question when you have clients.
Yeah.
How did you find out about me? Because that is a funnel that you should be focusing on for your marketing. It gives you access to data. So that question for me is always a way for me to know what platforms are working for me. So it's social media. Over the last year, I've kind of pulled back a little bit in terms of the frequency with which I post, and I am more deliberate with what I post. So you're not going to see what I ate, but you will see that I was speaking at ABSA, because ABSA is a brand with credibility, and if they trust me, then you can trust me as well.
Oh, that's
how I think about my social media. But what I've also started to see is I've been getting a lot of requests to come and speak on podcasts. So I'm seeing a shift in that arc, and I'm seeing people saying, I saw you on a YouTube platform. So it's very important that with everything you do in marketing, you have to have a tangible KPI and a conversion method. Don't throw everything out and not know how you're going to measure if it is effective or not. If you're posting on social media, you need to be able to determine if it is working by asking your client, how did you find out about me?
Yeah, what I'm picking up are several nuggets. Number one, your personal branding is going to be critical. So what we see, how you put out there is going to be important. And then secondly, there's millions of platforms. You have to be deliberate about how you go out there on those platforms. And then thirdly, the intention of it is, if I am going out there, what is the objective? Is it revenue? Is it for me and my brand to get known out there? Why are you going out there? And I think that's going to shape your presence then. And that's also going to support the marketing efforts.
Absolutely. And also, when you understand your consumer, you have to understand where they are. There are people who are on Instagram who have no business being on Instagram because their consumer is on LinkedIn. There are people who are on LinkedIn who have no business being on LinkedIn because their consumers on TikTok. But because LinkedIn sounds like you're professional, you're doing it because of how you feel, not because it's essentially where your clients are. So it's important to understand where your client is. What are they waking up? If all of us woke up this morning and picked up our phone, what is the app that they go to? That's what you need to know, and that's where you need to be.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Okay. There's a question here. Advice on how to rid off the fear just to start.
I've spoken about fear a lot. That's actually a good question. You're going to, oh my gosh, I still feel it to this day. You know, even to this day, there are rooms that make me feel afraid. There are rooms that make me feel like, how did I get here? How am I here? And I think the best thing that you can do in managing fear is to prepare as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing as horrible as walking into a room, not being prepared, being afraid, and then not getting the deal done. What I try to do is to stack the odds towards me, right? Am I prepared? Yes. Do I know what I'm talking about? As much as I can. Am I ready to get on the stage? Yes. Is someone going to be better than me? Maybe. I don't know. But in my own capacity as an individual, I've done the best that I can do. And some of the things that really bring fear is what we believe.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of therapy. I go to therapy whenever I start to see myself behaving. I'm like, why do I keep being afraid? Why do I keep not pursuing that? Why do I feel like I'm in a cycle or in a pattern of some sort? I will pick up the phone and book my therapist, and I'll go and I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And they will expose me to something I might not be informed about. And for anyone who's in the room who is Christian or of any faith, my faith is also a big anchor for my identity and what I believe I am. Sometimes I'm standing on my affirmation. I'm not the tail, I'm the head.
Amen.
I am already blessed. I'm blessed going in and blessed going out.
Yeah.
You know, So sometimes I really lean on my faith to really pull into what I need to be believing mentally as I go into rooms. So it is the internal work that deals with the fear. But when you're still in the process, then do the due diligence to prepare as much as you can.
And just to add to that, if we break down what fear is, it's a signal that you're doing something new, you're doing something you've never done before, and you need to lean into that because it's also signaling, I might have blind spots, there are things I might not know. And that's okay. Worst case scenario, you're going to discover what those blind spots are. You're going to know what you don't know, and you'll be able to build. So I think what also helps me is looking at the fear as a signal of, okay, I'm not comfortable because it's something new. I've never done it before. And to give yourself grace to go in and explore, because a lot of the time we get stuck because we're scared. Being scared doesn't mean stop. It means lean into it, discover what is that thing that is making you uncomfortable, and then just go get it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. I'm just going to give to Edagora now. How did you put process and systems in place for your business? Like, where do I start with process and systems? Secondly, how did you solve for debts presented to you by your accountants that are above 100K or more?
It was way more than 100K. But anyway, the first one, how do I put systems? I didn't go to business school to study business. So I am big, again, on process and observation. I am helping some businesses now with project management for launch. For instance, that's one of the work that I've started doing. I have a business that comes to me and they're like, I want to open doors. This is the industry that I'm in. I have to say I'm generally a process driven thinker. So the first thing I will ask myself is, what is it going to take for the client to buy what I need to buy, right? So the first question is just go through a set of questions. Who is the client? Where are they? Why do I want to service the client? How am I going to service the client? What technology is available for me to be able to get to this person? How are they going to pay? It's like starting a spaza shop. You need to understand your business at that level, where it's like, if it was a spaza shop, what are the different points, touch points that someone is going to engage with me up until they give me money, right? So if I want to be a supplier at ABSA, the first thing I would do is, how do you choose suppliers? There's so many people in the room who are at ABSA, who are working for ABSA. I would take advantage. That would be the first question. How do you choose suppliers? And then Lanya could say, go and ask whoever, or listen, let's set up a meeting but you have to ask the first question.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer 5 questions to build systems. You have to answer the first question. Sometimes we get overwhelmed by getting to the end of the inquiry, but you have to get comfortable with the journey, because the journey is what's going to give you the answers. And if you do that well, that's how you become innovative, because in that process, you start to discover things that other people have not discovered yet. But if you're going to skip that and you're going to focus on only copying other people, you will never be innovative. The person who created, the person in the process is always going to be the person that's leading you. But if you start by copying and you say, now that I kind of have something, let me start talking to my consumer and understanding what it is that they need to be able to do with me in order to give me the sale. I'm trying to be as quick as I possibly can be. The second question around debt that I accumulated from choosing the wrong accountants. Why did you guys assume that I made that mistake? I was making an example. But actually not. I did make that mistake a couple of times, actually. It wasn't just once. One of the things that I've learned, particularly around debt, is, again, do not be ruled by fear. I don't know how many people here, when they think about how much they owe, they think they need to make a payment of 50,000. So you owe someone 50,000. So what you're trying to get is 50,000 in your account so that you can pay that person. That's not the best way to approach financial management. If you owe someone 50,000, look at when the potential markers are going to be for you to have revenue. So if, for instance, you're like, every month I'm going to have revenue, but I want to manage it better, then I will go to the person who I owe 50,000 and say, can I pay you over 5 months?
Yeah.
Then it gives me space. Then I have 30 days to make 10,000 instead of 5 days to make 50,000. One of the things that has truly empowered me is the fact that you can go and speak to someone you owe money, even if it's the bank, and there are challenges. And this is something that we don't do well. We make money very, very personal. If my business owes $1 million, then Nomdeni owes $1 million. It is not me who owns $1 million, it's my business.
Yeah.
Yes, I am responsible, but I don't need to take the identity of someone who owes someone. Because that's what we do, right? Oh, ngiyakweleta. Oh my gosh, I'm so
Shame on
ashamed.
me, yeah.
I'm so afraid. What if they go to the media? Mina, you can go to the media. I'll still set up a payment plan with you.
Yeah.
When you're done, you'll
Then
come
we can
back
look
and I'll
back,
ask for a
yeah.
payment plan. That will not shake me up. It's very important that in your relationship, particularly with debt, that you understand, you can communicate and you can say, can I pay you over 3 months? I'm building we're building our store now. And let me tell you, it is not cheap to fit a store.
The store, yeah.
It is not cheap to fit a store. Like these numbers and these invoices I'm getting every day. And let me tell you, as soon as I get it, I'm like, okay, 500,000. Oh, okay. How am I going to plan this payment? And then I will go to my Excel sheets. I will pull out my calendar and I try to make my payments on Fridays. And I will say, this Friday, oh, I already have payments of this amount. This Friday, oh, okay, can I pay you 50,000 today? And then on the 17th of July, I'll pay you another 50,000. And then that's what I submit to most people that I work with. I'll give them a plan and say, can I pay you in this form? And then I'll be able to get to the end of paying you on time instead of saying, where am I going to find 500,000? That's not how you build a business that's sustainable.
But what you've mentioned that's important related to that is you know your business and the revenue coming in so much that it enables you to negotiate whatever terms you need to negotiate to give you an extended payment period, or to go speak to whoever you owe the debt to then negotiate. And because you know what's coming in and when it's coming in, you know what to negotiate for, which is very, very important.
Can I just say on that part, because someone might say, I'm not at that point in my business, I don't have a cycle, I don't know when money comes in, just give yourself 30 days. If you're an entrepreneur and you need to find 10,000, how 30 days? You need to be able to at least give yourself a monthly cycle where you have targets in terms of how much you need to get in, because that's going to determine also whether you're being successful or you're not being successful.
Yeah. And what's important related to the systems as well is some businesses start with you just doing stuff. And after you've started walking the journey, you will develop a rhythm. And from that rhythm, you will find out, okay, these are the things I'm doing every day consistently. Let's see how to make that process easy. And then you put a system in place that makes it easy for you. And some businesses, you start out already having planned everything out. And you know, I'm going to offer a product. It's going to go to a certain market, some in Joburg, some in Cape Town, some overseas. And you build your platforms like that in terms of your websites, connecting it to payment processing entities that enable you to then facilitate payments across the country as well as across the world. So it really depends. What's going to be important is for you to be so tuned in to this is your business. These are the things that keep coming up that are pain points. Is there a way for me to make a system to make it easier for me so that I don't have to think about that thing? But because you know your business so well, the system that you put in place, you'll even be able to dictate what it should do, how it should do it. So I think, there's, depending on where you're at as a business and how you're starting in the industry and the actual product or service that you're providing, the systems piece is complex, but it's going to be very intricately connected to the type of business that you're doing.
Ladies, very interesting conversation, very engaging. Unfortunately, we're pressed for time, so maybe I'll take your closing comments from yourself and from you, Naledi, to the entrepreneurs. What are your closing comments? I know you still have questions. I don't know if she's still going to be around to take them when she's on the floor, but in terms of time right now, I know people have to catch flights, so I'm trying to be cognizant that you
And
leave
not
having
feelings.
eaten. So closing comments to you, ladies. Thank you.
I think for me, wherever you are in the stage of your business, I've been there. So I speak from a place of empathy. And when I am pressing hard, it is because I know that that is what it's going to take for you to get to the next level of your business. And for anything that does not make sense, simplify it as much as you can. Whatever the answer is to the question that you have today, that's your starting point. Don't try and figure out everything at one go. It's going to overwhelm you.
Yeah.
Just start where you are and take the first step. Eventually, you'll be at the place where you wanted to arrive.
And I think for me, a very big thank you. You've dropped a lot of nuggets of wisdom for, I think, me personally and on my own journey of entrepreneurship. And I think to the entrepreneurs in the room, you've already done the most difficult part of the journey, which is start. You've already done it. So what you can do now is just challenge yourselves to improve. Small steps. Take a step, the next best step every day. So I think all the best to all of you. And yeah, I hope you knock it out at the end of the 6-month period. We are all rooting for you.
One last thing, Lani. This one thing I wanted to say. I know a lot of you are excited about the money that you're going to get at the end of this process. If you've watched I Blew It, I'm telling you, without systems, we'll be listening to you saying, I want 500,000 or $1 million and I don't know where it went. So invest in the time that is going to help you manage this money that you're going to find. Make sure that you know, if you're winning $1 million, how do I make it 10 million? And to the winner, congratulations. When you do get that money, sit with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Sit with it a little bit and figure out how can you grow it versus how you're going to spend it.
And on that note, she drops the mic.
Please don't leave the stage yet, ladies. We just want to take a token of appreciation from ABSA.
Oh, yay.
To you as well, my lady.
Thank you.
And we'll also just take a photo just before you leave the stage.
This is an air fryer.
Yeah, let's give a gift. Yeah,
thank you so much. Yes, please.
Let's do a photo together.
Okay. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's do a photo.
Yeah, well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we give another round of applause? That was a very informative session. That was very informative. I hope you got from it as much as you could, hey? Because speakers like Nomden don't come cheap, hey? So you don't get them every day. And that's a fact. But what I got is passion projects are not businesses. I hope you're already starting to think, is it a passion? Is it a passion that is bringing me money, right? Some nuggets that she was bringing as they were discussing, right? How does your investor look like? Right? Some of the key things that I'm hoping as you're living with that, if I'm in this business, I must do it as if I'm gonna sell it. I was taking notes, guys. I don't know about you. I was like on my pen, I'm like, hello. And I think the most interesting one, which I'm like, yeah, this makes one reflect. She said, business is not about emotions. And as entrepreneur, I know you are so vested with your emotions and tears and everything. But those are the nuggets that were coming out of the discussion. And as I'm saying, I really, really hope you were taking the nuggets with you and you'll take the learnings with you and you'll even pay it forward. I think one of the things that is also coming across is to say, let it not just be about yourself, but the impact you're going to make in your communities. Entrepreneurship is also about creating jobs. One of the reasons we are pairing with you and partnering with you is that we want to solve for unemployment. So we hope as you're learning these things, like I'm saying, you're passing the knowledge forward to other entrepreneurs. And not only that, you're also hiring other people. As you scale up and as you grow, you're able to hire young people who are graduates and just looking for opportunities in your business as you grow, so that you are not just entrepreneurs, but we are changing communities. Am I right? Can I get a nod there? Are we in agreement? And lastly, from the keynote, your growth is your responsibility. It's not MyDough's responsibility. It's not ABSA's responsibility. There are the vehicles to help you grow. But your business growth is your own responsibility. A last round of applause before we call on the next speaker from... Thank you so much, Nomdeni, for honoring the invitation. Thank you to our legal counsel, Naledi, our executive, who agreed to be part of the discussion. We really appreciate it. So now we are moving swiftly. Like I said, I want you, before you rush for your flights, that you literally have had something to nibble on. So we're going to call on the next speaker. As my technology is not technologing, I'll take the cue from the screen. I'll take the cue from the screen. On my next, yes. So now we get into the meat of it. Now that we've got you all in one room, before you leave the room, MyDough just wants to show you some of the platforms you'll be using, just to get some insights, right? It's not going to be very detailed, but it's going to be very informative. right? It's going to help you so that you don't say tomorrow, where do I start? What do I need to do? Where do I need to do it? So right now, I'm going to call on the project manager from MyDough, Amina Patterson, to talk to you about the journey ahead as you partner with MyDough. Please do take notes of what next. Now that you are here, now that you're preparing not to blow it, but to grow it, what then? Thank you. Amina, over to you.
Fading the background over here. I know I was told a ABSA representative. Okay, I told a mom joke, which I told her, bet I'm not great at this joke thing.
It's just my door.
Okay, so you've heard us speak at you a lot. A lot of you have taken notes. Now's your time to shine. I want two of you to volunteer to tell me what your name is, which company you're from, and what your business does. And then I want you to tell me what your expectations of this program are. Okay? Yes, ma'am. I love it. I love it. The energy over there. We're going to get your mic.
Thank you so much. I was worried about that. I've got flu. My voice is poor. My name is Phumelele Ndumo. I'm a financial advisor. I'm an author of SA bestseller, From Debt to Riches, Steps to Financial Success. Our business is in 4 ways. So what was the second part of your question?
Your business is in, you told me what your business does and expectations, yes.
Expectations is I'm getting into fintech, and I'm hoping with the fear that I have that someone might steal my idea. That's how we'll get protection, because at least the developers are already building the software. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna take, yes, ma'am, in the olive green.
Hi everyone, my name is Nomfanelo Zondo. I'm from KwaZulu-Natal. My business is SCCPO KP2I Ltd, which is an agribusiness that grows organic vegetables and feedlots A-grade beef, sheep and goats and chickens to slaughter and supply our local markets. We also process meat into viandas, rations, minced meat, boerewors, biltong, and sausages. I joined this program because I think I'll learn how to build a business model, because I believe if a business has a solid business model, it doesn't collapse. And my expectation is mentorship and seeing myself grow with ABSA. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to applaud your bravery, right? Because by the end of this process, every one of you should be jumping at the opportunity to talk about your business. Because now, with the two ladies that stood up, this entire room of over 100 people know what these businesses do. And that is the power of what we're trying to create here. By the end of this opportunity, or at the end of this program, you need to be able to be confident to talk about your business in any room and be heard by the right people. So just to address your fear, don't be afraid of anyone stealing your idea. The proof is in the execution. Okay, I've worked with plenty of fintechs, by the way. Their number one concern, they're going to steal my idea. The people you should be worried about stealing your idea, the people with a lot of money, a lot of resources, it's the banks, to be honest. But in your community of entrepreneurs, it's about execution. Who can execute the best to get to the right outcome? And then thank you so much for sharing your expectations of this program of refining your business model, getting better. Overall, what we're trying to get you to do is be able to pitch very clearly by the end of this program. It sounds simple, but to do that, you need to know your business very well. You need to know who your customer is, what problem you're solving, how you're going to solve their problem, the value you're going to create, and are they willing to pay for your product? At what price are they willing to pay for your product or your service, right? Seems simple enough, but to do that, you need to refine your business model. You have to work on your pricing. You have to think about your resource model to enable the value delivery, okay? So I'm glad that I've got your energy back. We'll try this. I think I want you to do this later on today, because my experience in the space, and let me give you a little bit of background. I'm the program manager at MyDough for ABSA. I have also mentored over 100 businesses in the space, startups and SMMEs. Across fintech, agri businesses, data businesses, you name it. I've probably seen them, and also across the continent, in Nigeria, Kenya, Ethiopia, Namibia, Lesotho, and in South Africa. And what I always see as a common challenge is the ecosystem actually in each of these countries is really small. In South Africa, the investment community is even smaller. Many of you come from different regions, and you'll find that you don't have presence of investors in those regions because where are they sitting? Johannesburg and Cape Town, more often than not even really Durban. And you have to come to them if you want to raise growth capital for your business outside of debt providers and banks. What does that mean for you? It means how you engage in these interactions, how you show up. Your name is going to precede you. The relationships you build now are going to precede you. You're now going to interact with people here, potential investors. I mean, MyDough, the Connect and Thrive, I think you saw those videos. You have the best entrepreneurs coming to speak to you. You have the best investors present who are willing to invest at early stage businesses. And when you show up in those forums, it's your name, your reputation that's going to be the key driver of whether someone wants to do business with you. People like to do business with people that they can trust and people that they like, okay? So emotions out of it, but the reality is we're dealing with people who are emotional. And so how you show up is really important. And it speaks to the commitment piece that has already been touched on today. Now, why it's important is because so often someone will be like, hey, Amina, do you know this business? Or Abed, have you come across this business or this founder? And we'll be like, yes, yeah, no, I've seen them in one of the programs before. Nah, I don't rate them. I don't rate them. Why? They didn't attend the master classes that were set before them. They didn't engage in the sessions that we had. They didn't leverage the resources that were given to them. The entrepreneurs that stand out for me, and then I'll be like, you must back this entrepreneur, is someone who took 10,000, turned into 100,000 in value, right? It's about leveraging your opportunities and creating that. That's what's going to get you into the rooms that you want to be in. Another thing is you've heard about access to a market potentially, access to capital. By the end of this, if you become successful as one of the top 3, you'll be walking away with funds for your business. But you are your biggest network. Everyone around your table, each of these tables, is so critical, not only to potentially becoming your customers, but also your distribution network. People learn about your business. The first place they learn about your business is word of mouth. You've now got people from different parts of the country who can know about your business and sell on your behalf if you do a good job at taking the opportunity to engage with the groups that you're going to be put in. So I hope that sets us up for this part is going to be quick. It's a bit of the admin, the logistics to expect. Don't worry, don't have to write it all down. We will share the comms with you in advance. We will communicate as much as we possibly can in the best way we can. If you have any questions, you're welcome to contact myself, as well as Cloni, who is the program coordinator. So, getting into it, by the end of this presentation, I hope you know where your pathway is, your cohort. You won't know which cohort you're placed into exactly, but you're going to be allocated into specific groups through this journey. And in those groups, there'll be 25 to 30 people, and that's the group that I want you to dig deep into. My experience is half of the group won't engage. That's just from experience, data points. The other half will proactively engage, ask questions, and share ideas about, or even problems and challenges that you're facing in your business. Think of this as a think tank. You're going to be with some of the best entrepreneurs across the country that may have experienced the challenges that you have previously and can also share really practical guidance on how you can solve for some of these challenges. In other cases, you're going to meet people who actually can provide the solution directly to your business as a service provider. So use this as an opportunity to really share and don't be worried about people stealing. I think the reality is that if you're here as a business and you think about stealing other business ideas, you're in the wrong place, right? Stick to your lane, to your area of expertise, and I promise you this is going to be an enriching opportunity for your business. The rhythm, so how will we work? What to expect? The key dates to keep in mind and what you need to submit and what keeps you in this process. So what do you need to commit to and do as a bare minimum? Like I said to you, here's the reality. Half of you, and I mean it, half of you won't remember. You might not even take value. I think what Nomdeni said was so accurate. What you decide to make of this opportunity is what you'll get out of it. And that's okay. So some of you will be like, ah, whatever. And that's fine. But for those of you that relish this opportunity, many of you have never received this kind of support before. It could be the stepping stone to receive further support that's going to continue growing your business on your entrepreneurial journey. Okay, so let's talk about it. We have 100 participating businesses. 30 of you are from the Salvia cohort previously, and you will be on the Kickstarter program, which we'll talk a little bit more about. All of you will be coached around pitch readiness, but the Salvia cohort will be going back to basics and really making sure the business fundamentals are there. The other 70 will be on the pitch readiness program, and you will have 4 online mentorship groups. So by the end of this month of July, you will be allocated one of your mentorship groups. Think of this as your working group, as your brain's trust that you want to leverage. Get to know the people in your group as much as you can. We'll set up some WhatsApp groups for you so that you can engage freely. Please keep it professional. Right? Like, I know, goes without saying, no trying to get now. I mean, LinkedIn is now a dating platform. So please just keep it professional, not hit on anyone, and make sure that we actually are focused on growing our businesses. Okay, so the Kickstarter program, like I mentioned, is about the business fundamentals. Your journey will be primarily, for everyone, it's going to be primarily online through MyDough LMS, and you can take this at your own pace. Now, I want to just warn you, at your own pace, if you're anything like me at times, you'll leave it for the last minute and try and cram all of this. Don't do that. Give yourself an opportunity to go through content or subject matter, ruminate on it, think about it, think about how you can apply it in your business, what's relevant, what's not relevant, and then move on to the next topic. How can you do this? I suggest you do this by putting it in your calendar when you're going to make time to work on your business, not in your business, on your business. This is you going outside of the business and focusing on, hey, what have I been neglecting from a growth perspective? What are the challenges or resource things I need to fix? Not working in the business, sell like hell, as you know, as I'm sure you've all experienced. And then the practical monthly assignments, this is what becomes real outputs. One of my biggest rules, if it's not documented, it does not exist. So you're like, I know my value proposition. Where have you written this down? I know my unique selling proposition. I know my pricing, my productization. Where's it written down? Because now when you bring in new resources into the business, they don't know where to find it. So if it's not documented, it doesn't exist. Use this as an opportunity to document as much as you possibly can through the journey. This will help you onboard new people with new insights, even service providers, to get context on what your business does and how you want to position yourself moving forward. And then there'll be, in each of the groups, like I said, there'll be 20 to 30 in each group of the 4 groups, and you will meet bi-weekly mentorship sessions, and there'll probably be an assignment that's attached to that. Mini assignments, if you can think about it, but all of it is to help you become pitch ready and make sure your business fundamentals are there. You can't pitch if your business fundamentals are not there. And then for the 70 businesses, it's also very similar, but the master classes are really going to focus on helping you build your decks. We want your decks to be completed by the end of September, because in October, we start the regional pitching competition. And that's where you'll have an opportunity for your region to pitch for your business. By virtue of you being here, you are already being accelerated to pitch at that regional session. But it's worth mentioning that the competition is still tight, because it's going to be opened to other candidates to pitch against you in your region. The difference is you have a competitive advantage because you have resources that are helping you put your best foot forward. So make sure that we want to see in that top 10 everyone from this room, not necessarily externals. Why do I say that? Because you're getting all the resources to get you there. You're going to have, we touched that, pitch rehearsals and targeted coaching towards competition. That we'll start scaling that up as you go to regionals. And you'll find our team is so dedicated. The MyDough team, everyone from the team is so dedicated in making sure that you put your best foot forward. So outside of the mentorship, if you need anything, if you want to send a quick WhatsApp around this is my elevator pitch, this is my pitch deck, can you give me feedback? Do so. I am more than willing to have a look at every one of your decks. Really. It might not be immediately, but I will get back to you and make sure that I give you that feedback. Okay, You're on Kickstarter. Okay, I already touched base on this. So I'm going to keep moving. So onboarding, think of it, but we want to complete onboarding the baseline assessments by the end of July. Okay, your contracts have been printed and your thank you letters have been printed and they're ready for you to sign. Where you registered you registered yourself as you entered. If you do not have time to complete it, you can do it electronically, but I would urge you as best as possible to get that admin out of the way for our team and sign your contract, particularly if you're leaving. So before you go up to have something to eat and your flight is at 3:30, please make sure that we will prioritize you completing your contracts. So we want to onboard you, make sure that you have all your agreements in place and you know which groups you're going to be assigned to, and we need to start the baseline assessments. Why do we need the assessment? So that we can allocate you to the right mentorship group, so that you're with businesses of a similar life stage as yourself, so that the conversations make sense in the engagements that you're having. We're solving for similar types of challenges. Okay, mentorship I mentioned will be through from, let's call it from August to November, because mentorship will continue through the regional process as well. Although, like I said, by that point, we might even already have our top 3. But this is not just about, there's only 3 that can get money, right? This is about how can we grow your business outside of just the money aspect. And then September to November, there'll be some rehearsals, there'll be the 4 regional competitions, and November to December, we'll do some closeouts and an end-line assessment on your business to see how your business has grown through this process. Okay, so it's every 2 weeks for 90 minutes that you'll have to make a commitment on. As soon as you're allocated to your group, you'll be given a day that the group meets. Please put this into your diary in advance and make it through to the end of November. And like I mentioned, there'll be a maximum of 4 groups. And you'll be put into early foundational traction or expansion readiness outside of the Kickstarter program. Okay, but this will be shared with you. All right, so we've covered this. As you can see, there's a lot of detail. Key things, basics we want to talk about is problem and solution fit. What's your business model? So to the lady who was saying that she wants to refine her business model, we're going to look at that. What is your business model and traction? How do you earn? How do you prove demand and meet the demand? And market, competition, team, and ask. Now, those are the key elements that go into a pitch deck. What I would suggest you start doing, be proactive. Go and look at what pitch decks exist and are available. On YouTube, on Canva. Go look at how they lay out a deck and start completing as much of it as you possibly can, because the gift that you're going to get is refinement. You start with a picture, version 1. By the end of this, you want to see how far you've come from that picture, right? And how well you communicated or how well you've adapted how you speak about your business. These are the key dates. On the 1st of October, we start in KZN in Mpumalanga. The regional dates, 8th, will be Gauteng and Limpopo. 15th of October, Western Cape and Western and Eastern Cape. 22nd of October will be Northern Cape, Free State, and Northwest. We are then going to have a top 20, which are going to be shortlisted into the top 10 for popcorn and pitch. Okay, so this is these are 2 parallel processes running at the same time that you need to bear in mind. Focus on your business first. When you focus on your business first, the rest will follow and you will deliver an exceptional pitch. You cannot deliver, trust me, people can, when the judges start asking questions about your business, and then it's like, this one is, you have people who speak very well about their businesses, but it's smoke and mirrors. You don't want to be one of those, because investors can see quite quickly through that. Right? Judges can see quickly through that. They know what it takes to go to market. What should be the go-to market for your specific business, for your kind of business model in your industry. So there's no way to cheat the system, not in this process. Okay, so I think that's basically it. The key thing here, I just want to talk to you about what we ask of you. We know life happens, so we expect 80% attendance for those group sessions that we're speaking about. We will track this. We will be able to evaluate whether you've been committed through the process. How does that impact you? It's because why should you be given the opportunity when you haven't invested the time and others have to pitch at a platform like Popcorn and Pitch? So this will count against you if you do not stay committed to the process. Some of you will be online and be on your emails, I'm pretty sure, or watching something else, but this is what I want to guard against, okay? Because it's a really lost opportunity for you to improve your business. Complete 100% of the assignments, not for anyone else, but for you. So you can track the progress of your business and really see, there's those blind spots that sometimes they only become real when you start writing them out, when you start brainstorming around them and start sharing them with your teams. Some of you have teams. You're not dependent on yourself. Bring your teams into the process. Please give us 48 hours notice if you can't make a session, barring if you're sick or there's an emergency. But communicate. I think the best thing to know is that you're managing a relationship first and foremost. So just communicate with us. And always have the founder in the room. If you cannot be there, one of your co-founders should be there or one of the directors should be there. Why is that important? It's because there are times where you're going to be forced to think about a strategic change in your business. If you just have one of your employees there, they don't have the mandate to decide the direction that you need to go into. So you are the only ones, your directors and your co-founders are the only ones who have the mandate to say, geesh, I've been looking at this a little bit wrong. I'm willing to pivot to a different space. So please just make sure. And also, another thing that's difficult is continuity. So whilst one of your co-founders or directors can be in the session, it's difficult if they're not going to be there for every session so that they travel the journey with you. Don't do a tag team. You're in this week, I'm in this next. They're going to not follow the progress that you've been making through this journey. Okay, so what do we not guarantee? Funding, procurement opportunities, market access, a place in the grand finale as a top 10, or a competition prize. We can't guarantee that to you. But like I said, you can guarantee that of the people in this room, you find a customer, you find a distributor, you find a supplier. And if you find one of those for your business, you've won. A trusted supplier, a trusted distributor, a trusted customer. You've won out of this process. And then and by the way, can I just say, we often look at our white counterparts and we're like, oh yeah, but they have access to resources. What they actually have access to that sets them apart is access to network. Access to network, people who can talk about their business when they're not in the room. And that's what I want you to leverage from your colleagues in the room today. So you're going to have a structured practical learning and real business outputs. You're going to have regular mentorship and honest stage relevant feedback. It's going to shake you at times. It's uncomfortable. This is your baby. Someone saying, your baby, the eye is a little bit sleepy from time to time, right? It's going to hurt your feelings. It's okay, because it's not about the emotions. It's about improving the outcome. A complete growth plan and competition-ready pitch deck, one of those two you will have out of this process. Exposure to stakeholders and pitching opportunities. Take advantage of every opportunity you get to be in a room. And not only just like, I think Abed said it best, what you can take. What can you give? What do you have to contribute to this community around you? And be proactive about that. Put yourself forward and say, I'm willing to help you. Because many times, not now, 2 years from now, that person will be in a different room and your name will come to mind about an opportunity that they want to return the favor on. Or outside of that, they'll just speak positively about the engagement that they had with you. And we hope you will be absolutely ready to seize the opportunities that come ahead of you. So I hope you're energized to talk about your business now in the networking session, to listen about other businesses, to see where you can contribute. And we just thank you for your participation thus far. Our team, I must just say, our team is super passionate, guys. Please respect our team. Sometimes when there's logistics involved and, we can take people for granted. These are people that really care about your experience and making sure that you get the best out of that experience. These are some of the key dates, but like I mentioned, they will be shared with you. So we're hoping you have a sharper business, stronger commercials, and real outputs in hand, and that at the end of the day, when we meet again, let's call it October, every single one of you are going to jump to the opportunity to talk about your business in rooms like this. So thank you. My name is Amina Patterson. If you need anything from the ABSA program or you have any questions, you can get in touch with myself and Hloni. Thanks, Lani.
Thank you so much, Amina. Just to check, was that informative? Like now you're living here, understanding what are the next steps, what is expected of you, right? So no one will be like, I don't know what's next. And like they said, they are here, they will share the information. We just thought before you leave, get some information, detailed information of what next, so that you carry that with yourself. And I like what Amina was saying, when you were saying that there are people behind these works. I was like, we were here yesterday with the MyDough team, and I was literally seeing them even making the calls for flights. So there is effort put into this, and we humbly ask that you maximize every opportunity. We will overemphasize that because someone else wanted to be in this room. Like even this morning, if I must say, as early as 4 a.m., someone was saying, just want to check if I did not make the cut. And I'm thinking, ouch, it's launching today. So please maximize that. They are in the room. Can the MyDough team maybe just stand, the whole team, if they just for people to see? And they're wearing the right colors, which is very good. You know, we must applaud them. Some of them are outside as well. They've got about 10 on the floor today. So please do make sure that you ask the questions. And to Amina's point, it's very important before you leave, please complete the one-pager ED agreement and the letters they're going to give you. It's critical for us as well to demonstrate that this is a program that will bring impact and not just a gathering. Right? Please, I humbly ask you, do not leave the room. My colleagues as well who are wearing the ABSA t-shirts will be helping you with those forms as well. Okay, now because we're going into the practicalities quickly and we pressed for time, so we're going to run very quickly. We've got don't worry, we only have less than 3 speakers left. We're also going to call from MyDough, the senior account executive, just to demonstrate one of their platforms. Mlungi Sinkosi. He's just going to come on stage to demonstrate one of the platforms that you will be using so that you can ask whilst they're here in the room later. Thank you, Milo.
Thank you so much, Lani. Hi, everyone. Okay, cool. So I will be mainly showing 2 platforms quickly. I'll try to be as brief as I can because I know people have to catch flights, you know. Okay, fine. Good. Okay, I'll just wait for you to project on the screen. Okay, we're good. Okay, cool. So the first platform that I would really like to show is called DeskFlow. And we built this platform mainly to consolidate a lot of platforms that you will find out there. So from your Slacks to your Trellos, your DocuSign, Dropbox. So we have consolidated all of these platforms and put them into one place. And we came up with a platform called DeskFlow. And when you land on the platform, you will always see our dashboard, and the dashboard essentially consolidates everything that you will be using in the platform. So I'll quickly just also take you through the different features. We have, let me quickly do this. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. You know, tech, internet. We have the task manager, and the task manager essentially will be helping you to assign team tasks to your teams. It will also help you to manage your different projects, be able to establish a workflow in regards to how you'll be delivering work to your clients. I think a lot of speakers mentioned systems. It enables you to build a system in order for you to deliver work efficiently to your clients. You also get a dashboard inside of it, which then tells you how far you are with the work, what are you currently working on, what is your team currently working on, what are you currently overdue on. So it just enables you to always keep on your toes in regards to your tasks and your team and how they're performing in regards to the tasks that you are giving to them. Then we also have the sales tracker. And I really think that this is the most important feature for me, because what is a business without sales? If we are not making money, what are we doing as a business, right? And in order for you to be making money effectively, you must at least have a sales process. What are the different stages that you go through in order for you to get a client? So this platform enables you to build your own sales process. It can be custom to any business. Then inside the sales, we also have tenders. So just over and beyond providing you with a tool that you can track your sales, we're also giving you access to some sort of sales, and which is through tenders. So on our platform, we are scraping the tenders from e-tenders, from the supply chain network, so from the biggest tender platforms that you can find in South Africa, and you are able to then view the tender, download the tender documents, and easily put it onto your sales process. We are also integrated with Facebook Messenger, your Instagram, and also WhatsApp in order for you to essentially be able to monitor your potential clients that are coming through the different platforms, and then you are able then to communicate with them while you are still in the platform. You are able then to qualify them, and once you see that someone is really a client and they're serious, you are able then to click the button create lead, and they also just go into your sales tracker. And you also have contacts in there. So these are for people that use databases to reach out to their clients. So if you have a database and you have a list of people that you want to go after, you are able to import them in here. And whenever you've contacted your people, you are able to add them also as leads. We also have a leaderboard, which is then where you are able to keep yourself accountable to what you've set yourself to actually accomplish. You are able to set targets. You are able to set targets for your team, and then you are able then to track how far they are with the targets. Then you also have a dashboard, which then consolidates everything in regards to your sales, tells you how you are currently looking like, what is your current pipeline, what is your weighted forecast value, which is dependent on your win rate and how much you've won so far. So this is your dashboard. We also have storage in there. So storage essentially just helps you to keep everything in one place. We know that sometimes when you have to apply for a tender, you run around trying to find for the tax pin, trying to find the company registration. So the storage essentially enables you then to have a place where you keep your information safe. Even if you lose your laptop, you are able then to access this flow on another platform, which enables you to access the information that you need. We also have accounting. Accounting is then enables you to invoice and quote your clients professionally. You are able to track your previous invoices. You are able to add payments. You are able to track to see which client has paid you, what is overdue. You are able to also update your company information, have your list of customers, keep them in a database, your invoicing items. We also do integrate with Sage and also Xero. So if you're already using Sage or Xero, you're able to integrate in here, and we give you a comprehensive dashboard that allows you to see how you're doing in regards to your accounting. We also have a sign feature, which is very similar to DocuSign. If you've used DocuSign before, it's exactly that. It enables you to upload contracts, documents that need to be signed, and once you've uploaded it, you are able then to add people that need to sign it, and you're sending it digitally, and once it's signed, you are able then to download the signed PDF. You're able to view the audit trail to track who signed and who has not signed. We also have forms, which is also very similar to Google Forms, but I consider ours a little bit more cooler. With our forms, you are able to build it. You are able to collect information that you would like to collect. You can ask any type of question that you would like to ask. So let me just quickly show you. It can be either a paragraph, a short text, a checkbox, a date, time. Even if you require someone to upload a file, it enables you to collect that type of information. Then lastly, as a main feature, we also have timesheets. So if you have any contractors or any employees that are rating per hour and you require them to submit a timesheet in order for you to determine how much they're getting paid, you are able to create projects in here, add the activities that belong to each project, and when your people now need to submit timesheets, they're able to choose the project, choose the activity that they worked on, and the number of hours that they spent on that specific project. Okay, cool. And on our notifications, you are able to send notifications through your email, because sometimes you will not always be on desk flow. So you want to know when someone is getting a task that is assigned to them, that they're getting them on their email and so on. So the last feature, the last platform that I quickly want to show you is Lemmy app. And Let Me app is then your access to networking. So we currently have over 15,000 businesses in here. You are able to advertise your products like anyone else that is posting. You are able to connect with other business people. We also have funding in here. You can apply for funding. There are treats and deals where you are able to claim discounts and offers from one of the most reputable brands in South Africa. And this is exclusive only to our users. So because of time, so sorry to be brief, we will be running a proper onboarding session where I will be taking you through the platform, how it works, and the different features. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mlungisi. Thank you so much. That was a marathon, guys, but I hope you were grabbing and you were grasping the key things. I mean, he mentioned that on the platform, you can advertise to about 15,000 SMMEs. That alone is access to markets. Am I right? Right? So don't go and say, no, I'm waiting for them to give. That alone is access to markets, 15,000 SMMEs. He spoke about the tenders that they upload every time they're advertised. That alone is access. Because some of it you will not know about it if you don't have such platforms. So you can see what it's very detailed. And we are hoping when we partnered with them to give you access to this, is that you will not feel like you are alone in your journey. Is that you will not feel like you don't know what to do next in your business. This is basic bookkeeping. And it also it advances to more detailed. Nomdin spoke about know your numbers. And what I like is he mentioned where you can ask questions. So if you're sitting alone, maybe on a Saturday, play around with the system. Ask a question, Mlungis, gahle, what's this? Right? Because it can be a bit too much, but I'm just hoping that you understand that we might not always bring you into a room where someone is standing in front of you, but the platforms are there. And the ask is that you maximize those platforms. So we're gonna just get the next steps from all. Mti's gonna talk about from MyDough, the next steps. I'm gonna ask the ABSA colleagues, if you're an ABSA colleague, please, when Taze comes on board, we would like for you as well to come on stage because we've got ABSA representatives in different regions who will be working with you from a banking solutioning perspective. So after Mlungisi, it stays from ABSA, and I'm gonna ask all ABSA colleagues to be on stage so that we can see who you can engage with in the room from ABSA in terms of assisting and journeying with you from a banking, enterprise development, and other divisions. But over to you, Mti, for the quick next steps for the SMMEs.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it is on. Good afternoon, everyone. And I think on behalf of both ABSA and MyDough, I'd like to thank you for being such a wonderful audience. I know today has been a lot. There's been a lot of information to take in. I saw people taking notes, so I really hope that you are getting value from today, and you're just as excited as we are for the journey. But I think I'd like for you to give yourselves a round of applause for being just such an awesome audience. All right, my job here today is easy, just to speak to the next steps. I think my colleagues have spoken to the detail. I'm just here to give you the high level, just action items to note before you leave. So from an admin perspective, like Amina mentioned earlier, there will be program agreements that you'll need to sign, as well as acknowledgement letters. So this just speaks to your commitment to the program, just agreeing to the fact that you will be participating, and these are the benefits that you'll be getting from the program as well. So if you are able to sign today, I implore you to please just go to the table where 2 of our team members are stationed, Lisedi and Ayesha, just to sign your contract today, just so that it's out of the way. If you can't sign it today, that's still okay. We will be able to communicate with you so that you can sign digitally or electronically as well. And then Lou, who just got up here, spoke about the tech systems that we'll be giving you access to. So that is Lemi, DeskFlow. One that Amina mentioned in her presentation was the MyDough Learning Management System, our LMS, which is mostly where the learning content or the business courses will be sitting. So Shloni and the rest of the program coordinators will assist just for you to be able to sign up to the systems, play around with them, like Lani said. When you have free time, play around with it, because the only way we're going to know if we need to enhance something is if you play around with it and break it a bit. I think our devs will appreciate that. And then baseline assessments. This is very important because we will need to know where we need to place you in terms of your, your business life cycle, your coaching group as well. So I implore you to please complete this with the utmost accuracy as well as honesty. Nomdeni spoke about honesty earlier. Don't give us an idealistic view of your business. Give us the real. All right. And then lastly, we will kick off with the group coaching sessions as well. So there will be an onboarding session to Lemi and Desflow, which will be led by Mlu and his team, just to orientate you on how the systems work in more detail, where you can also, ask your questions. We'll field any inquiries that you may have. And then once we've done all of the admin and gotten that all out of the way, we will then, allocate you to your coaching group, and then the coaching will then commence, which will be the exciting part. And then in between all of that, concurrently, what we do is we host events. Abed showed you our Connect and Thrive, our Popcorn and Pitch. That's coming up in November, which I'm hoping I'll see all of you there on stage or as an audience member, whichever. But we also have smaller scale events that we host on a quarterly basis called our Entrepreneur Exchange events. So these are networking events where we like to refer to them as a safe space where you get to practice networking. Abed spoke about networking in the right way, but how are you going to learn how to do it in the right way if you don't practice? So it's a practice ground for networking. So please look out for those invites and those comms as well. And then in terms of contact people that you need to be aware of, just to reiterate this, from a program perspective, Amina is the key person. So for any escalations relating to the program, she's the person to talk to. But from a day-to-day point of view, you will be communicating with Lihlo Nolo as well as Ayesha as well, who is our program intern. And then lastly, before I step off the stage, those of you who are traveling, in the next few hours, please meet Katleho, who will be upstairs. I think some of you have communicated with her. Just go up to her, just because she's facilitating just trips to the airport. But please grab something to eat before you leave. And I think with that being said, I'd like to officially welcome everyone to the program. And we're looking forward to just walking this journey with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mti. Thank you. Like Mti said, guys, make sure you eat before you leave. We paid for the food, just to be blunt. Okay, now this is our last item. The ABSA team, ABSA colleagues, please come to the stage with the ABSA colleagues, just from an ABSA perspective as we wrap it up. Are you ready, guys? I know they were on the floor trying to engage. If I'm seeing with an ABSA teacher and you're sitting down, I'm wondering why you're sitting down. Even the people upstairs. And even our executive is still here. The executive can also still come on the stage, right? Just so you see the team from ABSA. Try to choose some of the people from the regions who are on the stage. I want the central region by Melele. Just
Thanks, Lani, our program director. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really an honor to be here today to witness the birth of this ABSA MyDough ED program. So I think my job here is very simple. In the room, we're going to check the entrepreneurs that are not banking with ABSA, and then I'm going to link them with the bankers that are on the floor here. So, ladies and gentlemen, those who are not aware, our mandate is to actually identify and help develop future Black industrialists. So we believe by walking this journey with us, we can help you to grow your business. We want you to help you to make your first 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, and grow beyond 50 million. So we're going to walk the journey with you. Even at the end of this program, you'll still be part of the ABSA family. We're not going to walk away. until we know that you have reached 50 million where you can be able to stand on your own feet. So you're going to be seeing our faces from today going forward. So from our side, welcome to the program. Those of you who are not part of the ABSA family, you're going to be introduced to your respective regional representatives. I think Kaya Elia spoke around some of the nice solutions or products that we have that you can tap in. For an example, I think currently we are running a special. Those of you that make use of merchant devices, currently we are running a special where you can get our merchant at a 50% discount. So those are some of the solutions that we want to present to you so that you become part of the ABSA family. So on stage here, we've got representatives from different regions. Here we've got yeah. I'm not gonna say the name. What's the nickname? Not the nickname. So here we've got Ratanang. Ratanang is from Northwest. Oh, sorry. So here we've got Ratanang. Ratanang is from Northwest. I'm not sure if you've got a representative from Northwest, entrepreneurs from Northwest. Yeah. So Ratanang will be in touch. And then next we've got Keketso. And we've got Keketso and Keletso who are responsible for Gauteng and Limpopo. And then we've got Khalale. So he was here earlier. He's our executive. And next we've got Palesa. Palesa is part of our BDS team together with Lani. Next we've got Ole. Ole is also part of the BDS team. Those are the guys that actually came with the idea of us doing this program. And then next we've got Tapelo. Tapelo is is representing our Mpumalanga and KZN region. And then lastly we've got Ronald who's representing our Central. So Central is Northwest, Free State and Northern Cape. And I think we also have other colleagues that are streaming online from Cape Town, Shana and Tumelo. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. And I think we want you to give all your best so that you can get all the information that you need. Thank you.
So much. I think they've taken the photo. They haven't. He took. How about you guys are enjoying the stage. Okay. Since you did the hard work, let me give you the time. ABSA. Thank you so much. Yeah, like they said, these are the people behind the hard work. These are the people who make sure that even when you live here, you land somewhere where it is safe and you enjoy it. So, now we are at the end of our marathon. To each and every one of you again, thank you. Thank you for making the time to be here. Thank you for raising your hand to journey with ABSA. Thank you so much for enduring. Like I'm saying, I know some of you had pain points with your travels. Some of you were not, but thank you. Thank you that you showed up. Right? You could have had a lunch, but you would not have been here. I really want to thank the enterprise development team. I want to thank the legal team. Like, I really want to be honest, for us to pull something like this, I want to be honest with you. It takes months, it takes negotiations, it takes getting budget, it takes legal saying, no, you cannot, you can't, you shush, right? So I'm being for real. So for it to be here, for us, in case you're not aware, it's a big deal. For us to decide who to partner with, we don't just say, okay, we think Abed's English is good. We look at other suppliers, look at what are they bringing to the table, what can the SMMEs get from it. So it has taken so much hard work. It has taken, from my team, the BDS team, as they mentioned, we had sleepless nights, the MyDough team. Let's clap hands for MyDough team, guys. These guys, we would bother them. I'll be like, Mti, are my clients on flights? Mti, how many are coming? But, they showed up, and today they even wore our colors. I mean, hello. But the journey ahead is exciting. I'm excited, and I hope you're excited. I'm looking forward to, and again, one thing I must emphasize, let me emphasize this. On the forms, you will see, it talks about what you will get, what the ABSA team will be doing in the background. We'll be monitoring that MyDough is giving you what they said they're giving you. Ne? Just so you know. We will be monitoring them to ensure. So do give us feedback. Like you saw the faces in the regions, we're going to be engaging with you as well. Give us the feedback. If you think, MyDough, they were good on stage, they're not doing what they said, talk to us. I want to be very clear, and I want to overemphasize that. Don't vent on social media when we are here, right? There is a reason for the partnership. We account. I don't know if Lungile is still in the room. Is Lungile in the room? Is he there? He just stepped out. We have our head of transformation. We account to him every month. How many are transforming? Is it impactful? We are not about ticking boxes. They want to measure, is the business growing and scaling up? Or are you just ticking boxes? He's here in the room. That's something he just stepped out to the restroom. They monitor every month. We account for every cent and every penny. So help us by giving us the feedback, right? Help us by participating. Let's ensure that we can open up such platform for other people. Because if we succeed with this and we demonstrate success, we are able to open up for other people as well. Like I said, you saw the success stories, guys. One thing about ABSA ED, there are many. We couldn't play all of them, as you can imagine. But if you to engage anyone here, they will tell you how we've scaled businesses, like this was saying, from nothing to being industrialists. Just stay the course, just commit yourself. And this one I'm going to emphasize as a rep. I'm asking, have the right attitude. I'm humbly asking, I know you're making millions in your business, right? But trust us, we are also knowledgeable. Sometimes SMEs tell us, no, you don't know what you're talking about. This one is a personal one because we are business developers. We're asking you to just to have a right attitude. Even if you're not happy, tell us in a nice way. We will get the message. Right? Don't be rude to us. Don't be rude to MyDough. We humbly ask. Because sometimes we forget that, there is emotions to the people. And there's effort to what we do. But thank you so much to each and every one of you. Those who are traveling, travel back safely. Right, all of you travel back safely. Like I'm saying, we're looking forward to seeing all of you in the regions when we're doing the pitch and popcorns. We're looking forward to seeing you in the connect sessions. We're looking forward to seeing you. We're looking forward to hearing how many you've connected with. And from myself again, like I want to say, this is it's an exciting thing because we're like, wow, we pulled it off. So yeah. Let's journey together. Let's build impactful businesses. Let's make changes in our communities. Let's create jobs for the unemployed, and let's make an impact. Like the song I started with, you can be a champion, right? You can shine the brightest light wherever you are. Even if you're making $1 million or you're making 50 million or you are yet to make profit, shine your light where you are. On that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, and go have yourselves lunch. Thank you so much.
Minutes going on table 5, yes?
You need to open a second restaurant.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Right, can you call up the sheet? You just need to push through the next 3 months.
No more time.
Hey, you need to stay on top of your stock.
They're on their way to sort it out. You need to control your fleet spend.
You need to reduce your production costs.
You need to make the most of this to expand.
In business, you need more than banking. You need advice, solutions, and deep sector expertise when it matters. We get it. ABSA Business Banking.